The UFC is back, boys. The UFC is back. Finally. Finally, we get a big fucking card. A card that delivers. Finally. We did it. I am overjoyed. I am overjoyed. Best card of the year. Big Ank, I could not agree more. Hands down the best card of the year. Easily. I cannot wait to talk about this one. I cannot fucking wait. The Hermanson knockout was scary to see. Yeah, this was another is he dead moment. I legit thought he was dead. Legitimately thought the guy croaked it right there. And that was like a by the time we got to the end of the card, that almost felt like an afterthought. It was incredible. Oliveira died, guys. Yeah, I kind of felt sorry for him after the he posted like his apology and all that kind of shit. I felt kind of bad for him after that. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't the best. Felt sorry for him. Yeah, Doug, I can see you. I'll just pop you in straight away. This is a rare pleasure. I'll just pop you in. No Jones. Hey there,
Good
bro.
morning.
There's no
How are
pop
you, mate?
in. There's no pop in that hug in, ladies and gentlemen.
Once you're in, you're in.
Once you're in, you're in. How you doing,
How
brother?
are you, mate?
Coming up. I'm great. How are you?
I'm awake. I'm awake now. I'm here. I'm awake. It's 5:30 in the morning. I
Unbelievable.
skipped gym. We're gonna do half an hour, and then I'm gonna get out of here. So I gotta go to work.
Oh, sweet, man. I really appreciate you turning up. I feel like this is a good one to do because what a card.
I
What
know.
a
That's why I
card.
was like, we got to skip the gym for this one. We have to. We have to talk to Frankie. We have to talk to the boys. Let me stop doubling up here and close this one. Cool. One screen. Jesus Christ, we're so back. Do you
We're
feel
so
back?
back. I feel back. I feel back. I have not felt this good after a card since like I don't know, like deep into last year. You know, we
Yeah.
had a couple sensational card. There was a lot of complaining about it, obviously, the 11 card lineup. I thought the pacing was great. I thought
Mm,
there were very few lulls.
mm.
Phenomenal card. How did you feel about it overall?
I loved it. I'm so angry that Dana White is going to do yet another victory lap. Like we were all complaining about UFC 300, and he posts that video laughing at all the bigger MMA YouTube channels about how we don't know shit about card building. And everyone, Guru, you, everyone has been making videos about just how terrible UFC 317 is on paper. And then it turns out to be an absolute banger. So once again, Dana White's going to tell us all to shut up and keeps doing what he's always done.
Yeah, I thought his whole like we're gonna talk about this a little bit. We might as well kick off with it now. Like did you happen to see his post fight interview or his post fight press conference at all? Did you
Only
catch any
clips.
of it?
Only clips.
Yeah, a lot was kind of showed in what he said afterwards. There was the thing that stood out to me. There's a quote I've taken directly from, and this is what he said. So our resident John Morgan, when talking about Paddy coming into the cage, was a very weird thing to say. So he basically said, "Oh, I know it wasn't planned, but it was fun to watch." And Dana's exact quote was, "That's not what we do. I don't give a shit if it was fun to watch or not," which I thought was the most poignant fucking moment of 2025. The most unironic delivery as well.
Yeah. I mean, tell that to Khalil Rountree's title shot, huh? You know? I think the exact quote for Khalil Rountree's entire title shot was, "It's a banger." That was the exact quote as for why that fight got made, because it was just fun to watch. Pretty sure Dana
Very
was
bizarre
also
stuff.
pushing for John Jones versus Tyson Fury before Francis Ngannou got the Tyson Fury fight. Do you remember? Petrich Farm remembers. What's up, Brutally? How are you, dude?
Are you right, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah, he loud and clear.
Good. Hang on, let me sort out my audio. You carry on.
All good.
Yeah,
Man.
so it was
Yeah. So,
he almost managed to spoil it in that one moment. Just with, if you haven't watched the whole press conference, I would advise anyone who's in here to go and check it out. It was
yeah, I'm gonna go
bizarre,
listen to it today. I'm
bizarre to
gonna
say
listen
the
to it
least.
today. Well, it's because Dana doesn't want to corner himself into any yes, you're getting a title shot. You know how Dana White and the UFC are. They want them all hungry and begging for a title shot, so they can sort out their schedule the best. Who's the least injured? Who's the first available? Who wants the least amount of money? Who's actually going to take a number one contenders fight? Once you answer all those questions, then you know who's getting the title shot. Whereas if you just promise it to Paddy, all of a sudden Paddy will want this, Paddy will want that. Suddenly Paddy will become a diva to work with because they're all fucking divas to work with at some point. So that's why Dana shoots that down instantly. It's different for flyweight, obviously, because Pantoja's burnt through the entire division 3 times over.
Yeah, and there's no other option now at this point. It's pretty much do Joshua Van or there's nothing left. He's literally plowed he's fucking humped his way through the entire division. So I get from that perspective, but it was just it shows to me that the UFC are very, very hungry to take away like those organic moments that we get in the sport.
yes.
They want everything controlled.
Yeah, it's the
fact that he would be
era.
angry.
It is the corporate era now. That's what it is. It's so fucking corporate that it's unbelievable that Dana White has come out after that last night and gone, yeah, no. But it shouldn't have happened. It should never have happened. We don't want that to happen. Like, just let it fucking go. Like you're making Dustin versus Max Holloway for fuck's sake, which is the stupidest fucking fight I think in the world. If Dustin beats Max, then what do you do with Max then? Like
Well, what do you do with Max now, brutally? Think about it. Where does Max go now?
Give him Sarukian.
Give him
Sarukian's got fight again. Sarukian's got fight again.
Let him play around in lightweight.
He wants fight. He said he's committed to lightweight now. Sarukian's got fight again. Justin's being a fucking murder, saying I'm going to retire if I don't fucking get the title fight.
Did you see what Dana said about him?
Yeah, he told him fuck off. Yeah, retire.
Yeah,
fucking go retire.
I love that.
Retire then, which is
I love that.
So
I love that energy.
Let him go fucking retire. Let Dustin fight. He should be fighting Colby. That is the only fight that makes sense. Colby's on the way out. They've got a feud, haven't they? They've got a massive feud. They've got a massive feud.
Yeah.
They both said they wanted the fight. Why ain't that fight happening?
Because
I was hoping that we would get Dustin versus Gaethje 3. They're 1-1. Gaethje needs one more win to go for a title. If Gaethje loses that fight, then Gaethje's essentially retired. Like if Gaethje loses his next fight, he's retired. He's 35. He's 36. You're not coming off 2 losses going for a title win. You know, well, I'm physio, but fuck it. You know, so Dustin versus Gaethje is sort of like the natural ending of their storylines.
That's another one. Makes sense, but I think Justin refused it. I reckon that was the first fight they went with. I think that was the fight they wanted. Justin refused it, and they went to Max. Yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah,
but it just shows what we're dealing with now because we had like the Diego Lopez and Yair Rodriguez thing, which was again really obvious to make. We've now got this with Ilia and Paddy, where he's clearly shooting it down as well. And we had the same thing.
Don't get me wrong.
And it's just
it's not justified. Paddy should not be fighting for a title, but just go with. Sometimes there's moments where it bypasses rankings, and that is one of these moments where they've got history. Paddy's on a bit of a run. Ilia's just become the champion. Make it fucking happen. Make it one of these one-off events that shouldn't be happening, but make it happen. Because if Paddy loses his next fight, we'll never see it.
We'll never. You know what I'm hearing here, Frankie? It's there's so much deep frustration because we see so many unjustified title shots for no reason at all. Almost every third title shot is unjustified, or maybe every third title fight is justified, and the other ones are unjustified. And for once, we've got something that is slightly unjustified because let's face it, yes, Paddy Pimblett is on like a 7-fight win streak, which has been completely fabricated with the easiest matchups. But he is on a 7-fight win streak.
You can
and he
justify
did
it.
beat Michael Chandler. And Arman Sarukian, who is the #1 contender, did fuck up a pay-per-view at the start of the year. Like,
Yep.
no, he doesn't deserve it, but it's not the craziest title shot we've ever
No,
given.
it's not the
It's
craziest
not.
one we've seen this
It's
year,
not.
even.
And there's storyline, there's marketing opportunity. That, like, it's not just like a random like putting two guys together. There's something there, and then like everything you said, it's just.
Mate, I tell you this now. You roll out the cafeteria incident. You get that out on social media. It's game over. But this is what we're saying. It's like the UFC wants to lean away from that now. I don't know if it's the corporate overlords or what it is, but they seem to be very much now. We don't want to be seen as this like back alley, dirty water organization anymore. We want to be seen as legit, where we have legit competition.
You know
and
what it is?
Mm.
Since they merged with TKO with Aldins, with the WWE on the other side of the branch, it seems like Dana wants to make more of a point that we're not the WWE. So anything like this, he fucking hates. He doesn't want. He doesn't want it.
I don't think he's in charge anymore at all. I think that's the issue. I think TKO are calling the shots, and that's where all this apathy is coming from him. You know, where he seems like he's not that, because he was well up for all this drama when Conor McGregor was in his pomp, when Sonnen was in his pomp. He loved it then. But I think I think there's more going on beneath the surface here. I don't think Dana White has suddenly become this guy where it's like beef is horrible. I think he's just being told this is the company line now, and he can't lean into it. So he's just got this
I don't even
apathetic
think
approach
that's
of
that under the rug, Frankie. Like, it is
clear.
what has happened. The TKO group bought the UFC. It's a publicly traded company. It has a board of directors. Dana White was fired from his previous role and made the president of the UFC, which means the board hands Dana White a set of marching orders, and you direct. You direct Hunter Campbell. You direct the production company. We've seen in the Roku series, they have that PR room now that shits themselves whenever Sean Strickland grabs a microphone. Like, it's not Dana White. It used to be Dana White's company, and the Lorenzo and the Fertitta brothers would give him a bunch of money and go, Dana, you know fighting, go build the UFC. And he'd report back to them with profit and loss. It's not that anymore. Now it's a bunch of board of directors saying, Dana, this is the direction we're taking the company. You turn it out this way. And they don't want Conor McGregor saying that he's going to destroy an entire favela on horseback anymore. They want to be able to sell UFC dolls next to WWE dolls down at Toy World.
I think that a lot of what you said is true. I think with Dana White, he's never liked this shit. If you go back to the John Jones shit, when John Jones and Cormier were feuding, and they had those like fallouts and they had that fight, he was livid about that. He's never liked it, but at the same time, because of that, what Frankie said, he's been trying to create he's building the sport of MMA. So he doesn't want it to attach to those things. He wants it to be seen as like boxing, a gentleman's sport. So he's trying to do this and build the sport, and then when it happens, I don't think he liked it. The only time I think he liked it was with Conor, because Conor was larger than life. I think that was an exception. But he always let go because at those points, he built the company. Then when TKO came in, like you say, he's got answer to them now. So when it's happening, it wasn't just like he could brush it off and go, fucking hell, that happened. It's now he's got to go answer to the board. The board are going and give him a fucking rundown. And then he's got to go back, and then he's got to talk to certain people. Why the fuck did this happen? Why the fuck did that happen? He's got to find out, report to the board of directors. It's hassle for him. And Dana doesn't like fucking hassle. That's what Dana's like. He's selfish. He doesn't. It's problems.
And if there used to be drama, he would talk it down, but you'd still, you bring up the Conor thing, and that's perfect. Like, he was upset about the dolly going through the bus window, obviously.
Yeah, that was one thing.
Not just because, it really pissed him off, but they still showed it during the build-up. It was still part of the story. Now you have what happens between Ilia and Paddy Pimblett, and they don't show it anymore. They don't tell it as part of the story anymore. And that shows the production company is completely changed, because it's not a promotion anymore. It's a production now. And they're different things.
Yeah. It's a shame, because I think as like hardcores who have watched the sport for, most of us have been for over a decade now, it's the realization that we're never going to get those times back. There aren't going to be these as many organic moments anymore. And we've seen the writing on the wall for a few years now, where you can see the way that the press conferences have been sanitized, how it's a 30-minute thing. You don't have they try to control the variables where you don't get, I mean, we all miss those press conferences where you had fucking 20 people on the stage and anything could kick off because you'd have beefs you didn't even know existed. And you got this lightweight throwing shade at this flyweight over there in the corner. And you get those moments where we wouldn't have got the Connor
Jeremy Stevens. Yeah, we talked about that a lot this weekend, and it was just such one of the best moments in fucking combat sports history. Right? It was just so organic. They're not fighting. There's nothing. He starts yapping, and it just creates this moment.
But this is what I'm saying.
I'm so sad we didn't have Manel Cap on this press conference, because it would have been Manel Cap and Kai Kara France going back and forth. Oh,
that might be why he disappeared off the card.
Mate, I'm annoyed at Manel Cap. I've kicked Manel Cap off my fandom list. The gyno, the eye poking, now the missing fights consistently. Oh, half of them Arnie's fault. I don't care. Half of them weren't Hamzat Chimaev's fault. Leon got COVID as well. I don't give a fuck. We throw other fighters under the bus for less. Fuck Manel Cap. Fuck him. Done. At least we'll get him and Kai Kara. At least we'll get him and Kai Kara France now. I think we've got Van, and that was a really great thing to come out of that. Before we get into the Joshua Van stuff, pound for pound, do you think that last night's performance rightfully puts Ilia Topuria as the best pound for pound fighter in the UFC right now? I think you're going to push back on this, knowing your because everyone seems to be a pound for pound list is just a resume list, right? And I have come around to this a little bit, but to me, the pound for pound list is your skill set across the weight classes.
Well, Anti just proved that, though. Anti just proved that, though. Featherweight and lightweight.
And it wasn't just that. I said yesterday when I did my live stream, I guaranteed everyone two things, right? I said that Ilia was going to knock him out, and I said secondly, and this is one thing that was overlooked by a lot of people, I said they're going to spend some time on the ground, and Ilia's going to show how fucking good he is down there, and that
everyone forgets how good he is on the ground.
He used to be he's a ground guy first.
Yeah, he's a ground guy first. And then he thought, oh, actually, I've got power. I've got organic power, and I can knock people out. But he is a ground guy first. That's what makes it very interesting, his skill set. And we haven't seen that as much over the last couple of years.
So that's why I think with the pound for pound thing, we don't just have the display of what he did with the wrestling and the grappling, the fact that he's now got
forgetting
a second belt in the division as well. He's topped the best card of the year. They did a promo at the beginning of the card saying who's the fighter of the year. Do you remember when they did that?
It was all in pink. I love the UFC now.
The interesting choice, that one. They had Marab on there, which I think is a decent shout. They had Islam Makhachev on there, which again I find quite bizarre in terms of fighter of the year. It's a weird one. We've just had Topuria knock out 3 of the. Anyway, sorry, carry on. I want to hear your thoughts on this before I.
Well, no. I like where you're going. I just want to. I'm trying to remember who was the last person Islam Makhachev cleanly slept.
Slept. It was Volkanovski.
It was Volkanovski 11 days off the couch after a terrible weight cut. Now, before that, Islam Makhachev usually gets into a bit of a boxing brawl where he gets touched up quite a bit and then knocks them down and latches up a submission, doesn't he? What's up, MMA holes? How are you, brother? Like, when was the last time, apart from Volkanovski 11 days off the couch with one of the most insane weight cuts you've ever seen, when was the last time Islam Makhachev cleanly fucking slept someone?
It's been. I mean, he's dominant. I mean, I kind of put domination in the same bracket as well because I mean he has gone in there and completely destroyed people. He also has that Volkanovski first fight where you can make a case that I personally don't think this. You could make a case that Volkanovski won that fight. Watching it live, I felt like Makhachev kind of edged it out. It was 3 rounds to 2. But when you look back at that, I know it was more of a prime Volk, and it was a Volk we got who was, on a training camp and was ready to go. But like, it still stands the point of like, because Makhachev fans used to make the case of there's CV for CV. There's the fact that he's showing dominance in this area and that area. I think that fight yesterday, again, illuminated to a lot of people that Topuria isn't just somebody that can knock your fucking head off. When
Mm.
he gets down on the ground, he's not afraid, and that's where I felt like the matchup was really bad for Charles to begin with, because we all know that when Charles gets dropped, he can drop down to the ground, and then people are afraid to get down there with him because of how good he is, and it gives him that time to recuperate, get back up,
Mhm.
and then work his way back into the fight.
That's his little 10 seconds to clear out the
Yeah.
cobwebs. And,
Clear the
yeah.
cobwebs. Ilia was not. Ilia showed in the grappling that he wasn't afraid to be down there with him. I know he kicked him a bit and let him get back up.
Yeah,
but I
you know
felt like that
why
was gonna be the
why
difference.
he let him get back up? He said, I looked at him in his eyes. He was it. So I let him back up because I knew I was going to knock him out.
But I
And
think it demonstrates to me. So if you look at CV, if you look at body of work, 2 champion status now, and if you look at what he's demonstrating inside the cage, it's very, very hard to deny that he right now is the pound for pound best fighter in the UFC. Now, I'm not suggesting I'm sure there's fighters in the back arse of nowhere that are doing crazy things against nobodies that may potentially,
This is why it's skill set mixed with resume. And even with resume, right? Islam Makhachev's got Volk. So does Ilia Topuria. Ilia Topuria's got Max Holloway. Ilia Topuria's got Charles Oliveira. Islam Makhachev has got Moicano, Bobby Green.
and then you just see
Dustin
Moicano lose a very shit. Yep. So I do think.
And we've
sorry, go
seen. Sorry, Frankie, but like we've seen Volk go up, prime Volk go up, not 11 days off the couch, and Islam Makhachev really struggled with him. We've seen Ilia Topuria go up and just destroy Charles Oliveira. Now, chat and boys, do you see Islam Makhachev going up and finishing JDM in the first 3 minutes?
No, I don't. I don't see it happening. I feel like it's going to be an odd fight for Islam. I feel like Islam's overrated, and his day is coming. His day is coming, and I don't want it to happen because I want Islam to take the belt, and then I want the super fight between Ilia and fucking Islam.
But see, imagine Ilia. Islam Makhachev's place right now. He's looking down at 155, where he's just seen Ilia beat Charles even more impressively than he did, and he's looking up at JDM, who's got those fucking hands and has shown really good takedown defense. If I'm Islam Makhachev, I'm having sleepless nights because whatever way he's looking, there's nothing pretty for him. He's finally going to get a tough fight I'm not saying Volkanovski wasn't a tough fight, but he's had it pretty. His title reign has been fairly, for the better part, mostly
I think
easy.
there's a narrative out there with us, the MMA fans, where like these Dagestanis don't take the toughest fights. You know what I mean? Or they sort of duck like Khabib ducked the hardest fights or whatever. Like you've got to give it to Islam Makhachev. He's put himself right in the fucking fire here.
I
going
think
up and fighting
JDM.
But look,
I think he's mostly a victim of what the UFC's given him as well. So obviously the Moicano thing wasn't his fault. The Poirier thing, you can argue yes and no, but like the problem as well is that the reason why I've never been a big fan of what Islam does is because he fights at very specific times of the year. So he's not like with most champions. Fair enough, but like with Topuria,
Westerners
for example,
don't fight over Christmas. They don't fight over Ramadan.
It's a bit different though. It's a bit different because
they're both religious holidays.
But you get Ramadans. You have periods of Ramadan. Maybe I've got this mistaken. You get periods of Ramadan twice a year, right?
No, once a year.
But it's like a
30, twice a year.
It goes for 30 days. But you look at all the Western fighters; they want to go have Christmas and New Year's, and then they don't want to cut weight for January, so they take off 30 days.
It feels like with Ilia,
Muslim fighters do the exact same thing.
But with Ilia, you feel like you can only slot him into certain parts of the year definitively, and you have to hope that his contenders are not injured, or whereas there's a bit more flexibility with some of the other champions, is what I'm saying.
A little bit, but again, the reason why the January card always sucks, and it's usually a WMMA main event, is because Dustin Poirier and
everyone's
Alex
chilling.
All the Westerners do not want to have
yeah.
Christmas. And what the Muslims have actually done is save us from that. There's a reason that Islam Makhachev and a bunch of Muslims are on the January cards, because it's before Ramadan, but during Christmas, and they don't give a fuck about Christmas.
I can kind of understand how it's a
January
problem on both
never
sides.
had a Muslim the last 2-3 years. It was strictly.
No, now they've started. Now they've started stepping up. It's usually like WMMA.
Well, that first card of the year, the first pay-per-view, I'm not too sure off the top of my head, but certainly on those first fight night cards, that you know
They
they
suck.
usually their women's
suck.
MMA
Because the
fights
fighters
usually.
don't want to take off Christmas. But anyway, yeah, I get what you mean. Like, yeah, you got to schedule the Muslims differently because they just have a different calendar to us. But you have to schedule the Westerners the
Yeah,
same. Like, there's again, because the start of the year sucks because the Westerners don't want to fight at the start of the year, which is
yeah.
good because it means we have two sets of fighters that are on separate parts of the calendar. So you can, if you actually organize it properly, you can layer them. You can do all the Muslims going into Ramadan and then they have their little Christmas break, and you can have all the Westerners coming off the Christmas break, having their little break, and then as Ramadan kicks up, you start loading up with the Westerners, which is probably why Miami turns out so stacked, because that is about 2 or 3 months after the Christmas break when all the fighters have had a big feed and now they're starting to slowly cut weight again and get back into a 6 or 8 week training camp.
Yeah, it's fair enough. I do think there's some truth in the fact that it is a little bit on both sides. I've just felt that. How many times has Topuria fought in the last year? It's 3, right?
Two or three, yeah.
2 or
So
3,
he's
yeah.
so
an
in a
active
12-month period, he's fought Volkanovski, then Holloway, and now Charles Oliveira, basically back to back to back at seemingly different parts of the year. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
How many times has Makhachev fought in the last year? I think it's 2.
Once.
Right?
In the last 3 years, he's fought once. He fought once in
in the last 3 years.
once in 2024 and once in 2025.
So it means he's fought once a year.
2 years.
Is
He's
what you're
fought
saying.
once a year.
So we might, and again, we don't have JDM and him booked as of yet, which I suppose is kind
We'll
of
have
normal.
that for Abu Dhabi.
They
That's
might
gonna be
have
for
it
Abu
in the
Dhabi.
back. Yeah, they might
That's
have it
gonna be
in.
for Abu
It will probably be. I can imagine they're going to do that around the November.
October,
Possibly.
November, yeah.
November, around
November
that
will
time.
be Madison Square Garden. October will be Abu Dhabi.
Mhm.
October will be JDM versus Ilia Topuria. They're trying to get Aspinall on that card. They're trying to get Tom Aspinall on that card. And then it just depends. Do you put Volkanovski versus Yair Rodriguez on November, or what do you do with September?
Do you know what? While you're here, Doug, as well, now that you bring up Aspinall, we touched upon this a little bit briefly last week. Ankalaev released a statement in the last 12 hours saying that Alex Pereira is constantly pushing the fight date back. He's saying that he doesn't want to fight when the fight's supposed to happen, and that he's now looking to fight Carlos Ulberg in the foreseeable future. So
who is Alex Pereira or Magomed Ankalaev?
Magomed Ankalaev he's basically saying Carlos will be the next one up. So in lieu of that, and we had a little talk about what Aspinall was going to do last week. What do you reckon happens next for him, and which fight do you want to see him get into for his first defense?
Oh, what do I want to see and what do I think is going to happen? I want to see Alexander Volkov get his shot because when was the last time we had a heavyweight that actually worked his way through the contenders? Alexander Volkov has become the Robert Whittaker, Max Holloway of heavyweight, and he's getting absolutely shat on. And because no one cares about that division, he can just go get fucked, apparently, which is insane. What do I think will happen? I can see them doing an Alex Pereira, Tom Aspinall to sort of kick things off and get people excited again. I can see that happening. As for Alex Pereira pushing the fight back with Magomed Ankalaev, I've always think that's fucked. Like, we all agree that Volk deserved to get his belt back, like have another go at Ilia Topuria. We all agreed with that. But we also agreed that Alexander Volkanovski needed to rest his head because he'd been knocked out too many fucking times. Well, Max Holloway stepped in, and then when Volk was ready and the schedules lined up, he went and got his shot back. Now, I understand Alex Pereira did a bunch of favors for us in 2024, but Magomed Ankalaev needs to go to work. This is $300,000 a fight, and he's just sitting around waiting for the number one contender. Why do we dance to the drum of the number one contender? Alex can get his title shot when he's good and ready, but let Magomed Ankalaev fight other contenders. Why are you resting the champ for
waiting for somebody who's the contender? It's a weird one.
It's
and we've seen it happen.
And he's Muslim,
I'd
so
rather
people don't give a fuck.
They're
just fuck him.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I'm kind of happy for Ulberg to step up because I know he's going to get fucking destroyed anyway. But the reason why I brought it up is I kind of feel like we're getting more and more hints to what you alluded to at the beginning about them possibly pushing Alex into that spotlight, because I think I mentioned it last week and I kind of got fucking run over for it. Again, I think the confusion was I wasn't saying that the Alex Pereira and Tom Aspinall fight would be competitive. That wasn't what my point was. My point was that the fact that we lost a year of build up between Jones and Aspinall, You then had a situation where now that Jones is out of the picture, the rest of the people, nobody wants to see Garn fight because they don't think he deserves it. Although it could likely be him. Volkov has already lost to Tom and technically lost to Garn. Even though I think with that Garn win, he probably deserves it more than anybody else.
He's earned a shot. In a sport, he's earned a shot.
Yeah. Almeida got absolutely fucking steamrolled by Curtis Blades, and we saw what Tom Aspinall did to him. So we can't, and then so we've got nothing. And even if you book any of those guys, even if you can justify any of those guys deserving it, you're in a position where it's like we've waited for a year, and that's who's going to fight Tom Aspinall. Whereas with Alex Pereira, it's like, all right, he's lost his light heavyweight. It was a pretty reasonably close fight with Ankalaev. You can sell that narrative of, oh, you've had a 2-time world champion in different weight classes, going up to potentially get a 3rd belt. What will he be like at heavyweight? For the casual audience, you can make that argument.
You've got to think like the WWE, because this is how TKO run now. They book everything like the WWE. You've got to think like the WWE. And all of that brand power that Alex Pereira has in 2024, from the bloke at the sports bar who's just glancing up at ESPN, him having a go at the heavyweight title, they probably don't even fucking remember that he lost his belt. They just remember, that's that kickball. That Alex Pereira bloke. He's going to fucking try and win heavyweight as well.
Yeah.
That's all you need. That makes the title.
So I think it makes sense, and I feel like that's getting closer and closer to happening. In terms of the pound for pound, we all know that when Monday rolls around, Ilia Topuria is still going to be number 2.
I'm going to be arguing about it on my live tonight, but it's 6 a.m. so I got to go to work. So brutally, Frankie. Cheers, boys,
brother. Thank you. By the way, if you're new in the channel here and you're not aware of this, man, Dougie's Corner.
G'day, legends.
There immediately. Thank you so much for turning up. I appreciate it.
Catch you in a bit.
All right. Have a good stream, boys. I'll be listening. See you guys. Bye.
Thank you, brother.
Bye. So you reckon he's going to be number 2?
Yeah. Yeah, the Makhachev dick riding, because they've got no reason to elevate him to number 1 now. I think they keep him at number 2, or sorry, they keep Makhachev at number 1, so it builds that JDM fight.
Yeah, they're not going to knock him up. Well, who is it that's in charge of it? It's all the
media members.
All the media members, isn't it? So they're not going one move. Well, as much as I think it's the media members, the UFC have some pulling power over.
Well, they're going to have influence on the media members, because it's going to be how bad do you want to be given press passes to these? I think they're already.
That's what the audits. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're already established. Like, there's some really obscure media members that have a say in these.
Yes, we checked this out, didn't we? We checked this out, and it's like some weird, like not some that we've never heard of, but they're all under the fucking ESPN brand. Convenience. But yeah, I think you're right. I think there's a good case, like you say, for Topuria to be number 1. I think it's one of the best runs I've ever seen to the title, to the title and stepping up. The fact that he's just proved the pound for pound thing, I think that holds a lot of weight. When a fighter moves up, and you're talking about a pound for pound list, it's imaginary. It's like, how does your skill set transition over different weights? He's just gone, yeah, my skill set does transition over different weights. And then on top of it, he's fought possibly one of the gangliest, Charles is tall. He's a tall guy. He's a big guy. He's gangly, and he managed the distance really well. The fact that his distance management meant fuck all. His jab was on point, and then when it got to the grappling, he was just he overpowered him. Like his power, everything just transitioned. His skill set just transitioned to lightweight, and I don't think he looks like a lightweight. Yeah.
Even more dangerously looking. It's scary how good he looked.
And
that's the thing. It didn't surprise me. It didn't surprise you, because we know what Ilia's about when it comes to the grappling and the ground game and the
everyone forgets, don't they? They think he's a boxer, but
we haven't really seen it. We haven't really seen it in the UFC, so I kind of understand where people are coming from with that, because it's like,
what's up, boys?
How's it going, bro?
Right, Bodak.
Bodak just saw his first genuinely good card of his lifetime.
Yeah. I did. I really enjoyed that card.
You understand it now, don't you? You finally get it after it's 6 months in the trenches with us.
Yeah, I've been
in the
wasting my
worst
fucking
era of
time this whole
UFC.
fucking 6 months. What the fuck have I been
Yeah.
watching till this card? Now, it was a good card. I got a new favourite fighter, Joshua Van.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, he took
We
a number
need to
one
talk about
contender,
him as
made him
well.
look ordinary, mate. What a fucking fighter.
Sensational fight. I do have some thoughts about the fight itself, but I'm with you 100%. I think for this is like a story that is just a beautiful thing to watch in MMA. A guy who lost a fight not that long ago. He was sitting outside the rankings, and in the case of 3 fights, he's jumped
He's changed
to 12.
his life. He's changed his life.
He's taken his opportunity.
It's like
beat the number 1 contender, and now he's there. It's great. Sorry, what were you saying, Bruce?
Izig did the same. Like he jumped up and like he got up there out of nowhere. But Joshua Van's going to get battered by Pantoja. He's not ready. He is not ready for that fight. Pantoja just showed that there's fucking levels, and how he beat Kai Kara France. He went to that next gear, and then during the fight, he was like, I'm going to take it down a peg. I'm going to rest for the next round. I'll just match it his level. And then in the next round, he came out and he was just fucking like level 5. Let's upgrade. Time to switch it on. I'll end the fight now. Thank you very much.
Do you think giving Van Cara France next? Do you think that'd be a good fight?
Oh, it's already locked in, the title fight.
It's locked in, yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's locked in.
And it's kind of it's needed. It's kind of needed now because there's literally nothing left at flyweight for Pantoja. There's nothing.
Yeah.
He's already beat Kai Kara France twice. He's beat Royval twice. He's beat Moreno 3 times. There's nothing left for him. So it's this or you could get creative and try and throw Manel Cap in there, but he fully doesn't deserve it. He's also lost to Pantoja. So it's this or nothing.
Yeah, and it's exciting because everyone's on the Joshua Van train. It's going to get derailed pretty fucking heavily as well.
What bothered me about last night, I do think Joshua Van's performance was amazing. The entire time I was there shouting, why is Royval not trying to take him down?
Yeah, I don't get why he didn't mix it up. But
it was so bizarre.
Pantoja's not going to do that. Pantoja's going he's going to take him down, make him gas, and then he'll get him back to the feet.
I don't think it's necessarily that bad for him because I think Joshua Van is going to be a champion in the future.
Yeah, I do.
But I think he gets destroyed. He'll get a nice little payday for a title shot. He's a young man. You know, he's clearly doing things the right way. I don't mind him getting the title shot. And at the end of the day, a loss in MMA is not earth shattering like it is in boxing, where you're basically fucked.
It's a needed fight, and I'm really excited because it is MMA. You never know what's going to happen. He could come out and drop Pantoja straight away, and we get one of these holy fuck moments. But Pantoja should win that fight, and pretty convincingly as well.
I agree. I think he gets it done in 1 or 2.
He might not get. I don't know. Do you think there might be a chance that he might get an advantage if Pantoja sort of looks for him a bit, doesn't give him the full respect?
He's not that guy.
No, Pantoja's not that guy. And the thing is, he's like, we're talking about somebody who is pretty much elite everywhere. I would give Van the edge on the striking, but Pantoja can play with him. He's got you can play with him in that realm a bit. He's got a chin on him.
Yeah.
The levels between the grappling. I mean, I know Joshua Van's got decent takedown defense. If he gets him on the ground, it's fucking curtains.
Yeah.
There's no way. We've seen Van dominated against lesser competition in that area, and I do like his takedown defense. It's way too soon for him.
Thanks for the 2. Sorry.
Pan's just a fucking. He's a complete fighter. He's an absolute complete fighter. And so far I haven't seen that from Joshua Van. He's very heavily in the striking, and he's a really good striker. But yeah, when it comes to Pantoja, I don't think he's going to hang with him. No. Unless he comes out in the first round and goes, you know what, the fight starts standing, let's fucking make it happen, and he fucking puts it on him and drops him.
And the thing is, Van's very good with like precision striking and working somebody up. He doesn't necessarily have knockout power in that way. He's got he builds like a cumulative damage. He finds the right shot from good angles at the right time. and he worked you out as the fight goes out. If you're going to stand there and box with this guy, you're going to have a bad night. But Pantoja really is not that. He's not that gentleman. He's not going to play that game with you. He's too confident, too skilled, too experienced, and he's not going to just overlook him. And I think if he was ever thinking of overlooking him, that performance last night will knock any of that out of the way. There's no way we see him do that. But I still think it's exciting for Van. It's an opportunity that we get to see. I think he'll be a heavy underdog in that one. But again, it's a storyline. It's earned. It's a young guy who's put himself in this position by saying, you know what? I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to keep putting my name in there. And it's showing the rest of the fighters, this is what can happen if you step up to the plate and get in there. You take risks. And that's what we need to see. We saw it with Diego Lopez. We've seen it with fighters like Gene Silva to a certain extent. We've seen it happen a lot over the last few years. You get Alex Pereira. You get your opportunities. You keep stepping in there.
Yeah, that's part of it. If you keep stepping in there, apart from unless you've got certain privilege, like I do believe that certain Dagestanis do get privilege. People like Islam, I think he's got massive privilege. Look at his run to the title, though, man. Like he came off beating Bobby fucking King fucking Cunty Green and gets a title.
It was very Khabib-esque. It was very Khabib-esque with like the layups all the way to the belt, and then fighting a guy for a title who's barely in the top 15.
And then he's had like the easiest run as a champ. Like the Charles is probably his hardest fight. I mean,
hands down.
On paper, Volk then is a featherweight stepping up. Give him a hard fight as well, and then he gets a second Volk fight on short notice, which Volk, everyone knows, was not training at that time, stepped in, shouldn't have took the fight. The UFC as a promoter, this is why I hate about the UFC, because they don't have, because they promote every fighter. It's not like boxing where they've got their own promoters. Eddie Hearn would have said to his stable of fighters that if that was one of his fighters, he would go, no fucking way. One of your top guys is fucking eating barbecue, smoking spliffs and fucking having beers, and they go, right, I'll fight in 2 weeks. And there's no way Eddie Hearn or any boxing promoter is going to go, yeah, mate, yeah, we'll book you for that. They tell him fuck off. There's no way I'm risking that and putting your career on the line. And it was stupid. And no one was in Volk's corner to pull him away from that fight. Shouldn't have happened. Then we get a fucking...
I'm kind of the view of it of like when he's his. I do think obviously hindsight's 2020. Like I think when you're presented with an opportunity like that to seize greatness, you take it because it may not come along again. I know it was a bad decision.
If you're training, I agree. If you're in training, you're not completely like. We're not like some fighters. They stay training. They aren't in a fight camp and they're like ready. Volk was not training.
Not ready.
He was out. He was out of shape. He was fat as fuck. He put loads of weight on. He talked about it like he literally came. He was on holiday, I think, at the time. Not long before that fight, he was on fucking holiday.
I mean, he looked like shit. It was fairly when he turned up. He didn't look like himself. He looked a bit pudgy he looked like he had to severely cut to 155, and he spent that 10 days making sure he could make that weight.
Don't forget, right? In that year, he lost to Islam. He had the first Islam fight. Then he had the Yahya fight. Won that in July, and he probably thought, "That's me done for this year. I'll probably take another fight after Christmas." Then he's probably putting on the weight. He's having a good time, and then he gets a call that Charles has dropped out. Islam's ready for a fight, and it shouldn't have happened. It just shouldn't have fucking happened. Then we got Dustin. Dustin was a fucking end of his career, ain't he? Always fluffs the big occasions. And then
I think it's very hard. It's very hard to make a case that Islam should be number one right now above Topuria after what we've just seen.
Well, this is what
you can make an argument for Merab as well. Merab, same thing. Activity, competition he's faced. I think Merab didn't get any favors.
Yeah, I think Islam's shouldn't be there. I really don't think he should be there. But the bigger case for Ilia is the fact that he's fought across two divisions, and one of the guys that he's beat, that Islam's beat twice, he did it in a better fucking fashion. He did it way better, and then he's fought Max. That run, there's not. I think Max, Volk, and then Charles is a way better run than any of those fighters that fucking he's fought.
I mean, if you look at it from any metric, if you look at activity, if you look at performance in the cage, if you look at schedule of competition, how can you justify him not being number one right now? I don't know how you can say he isn't. Like I'm saying this knowing that when Monday rolls around, he's going to still be second. There's going to be no movement. All right, that's what I expect.
Insane.
I'm very, very surprised.
I can't make sense of the rankings. I don't know how it even works.
It's basically media members vote on it. So there's a whole range of like media outlets that I don't know how.
What, the same media outlets that ask all those retarded questions at every press conference.
Much. And then
actually, no, we learned that it's not. It's like all these really obscure ones that no one fucking knows, but they all.
If you see the list, it's like, who the fuck is that? Yeah, like 90% of them are like, I have no idea who the fuck this is.
Right. So the rankings it's all basically on how people feel about the fighters. It's got nothing to do with their actual activity and things like that. No.
They have a criteria to go by.
So after every card, I don't know if it's point system or whatever they use, but the rankings change every week after every card. So based on like for example, you wouldn't necessarily go shooting up the rankings if you haven't performed on that week. We've seen it kind of happen if somebody drops out, and then there's a bit of a shift, or if somebody wins who's on that card that week, you might see a shift where people move up without having performed. But no,
I don't understand why there's a human element to it. I'll be honest. Like Dana White, just give me a load of money in 3 months. I'll build you a system that tracks it all. It'll punish inactivity, it'll reward activity, and it'll go purely based on what you're actually fucking doing in the octagon, and not the feelings of some journalist you can't trust. What if they've got a bias? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It is biased.
I do believe that Dana White
on it.
Yeah, I do believe that Dana White doesn't have as much control over it as we think we do, or as much control over anything else for that matter, because we saw the tirade he went on about John Jones for ages, saying he's pound for pound number one, and it never transpired that way. So I don't think he has a direct say in it, but it would be stupid to think that the UFC don't influence who gets to have a say on it. That would be crazy.
What the fucking
but I'm expecting it Monday. I'm expecting it Monday for that to go down. All right. In terms of go ahead.
Just curious, does Topology have a pound for pound list?
They do.
I
don't think they have a pound for pound list. I think they just have an all round divisional list where every single division has every active fighter in every major organization, and they rank it based on that. I don't think they have an overall pound for pound list. I might be wrong about that though.
No, yeah, it's come up. They do have a pound for pound.
And who's at the top of it?
There's is Islam, then Ilia, then Merab, then Pantoja. Justice for Pantoja, number 4.
Pantoja should be higher.
When did Islam fight last?
He fought Moicano at what was it, February, March, something like that.
What, this year?
I can't remember the exact. Yeah, it was.
Okay.
But the same Moicano we just saw have a fucking like an IQ meltdown against Dariush.
He didn't look interested, did he?
He's just dumb decision making. He looked tired, and he made poor decisions throughout that fight that were nonsensical. It makes Islam's last win look even worse, though. I know it wasn't his fault, but it's like, again.
Does it though? Because sometimes fighters, when you lose, it breaks you, doesn't it? Because you look at Ronda Rousey after she lost. That was it. She's done. She'll never win a fight again. Like, some fighters just break, don't they, when they've taken a defeat? Their confidence goes. Yeah, there's more.
But it could be. I mean, that could work as a factor at any. Yeah, for sure.
But you see it, don't you? Like Masvidal as well. Didn't he go on some wicked streak, and then he started picking up L's, and then that was it, done. Like, once you start losing.
The Masvidal one was more interesting because it was a series of. I mean, Darren Till turned out to not be as great as people thought he was going to be. Beat him to get back.
I hate Darren Till.
Yeah, he's an absolute spanner, that guy. Who was the next fight? He beat somebody else who was relatively, all right. It was the Askren knockout.
Askren, yeah.
Askren, put him on
then
the map.
But to be fair, like sometimes it's just age, isn't it? With Masvidal was old as fuck. Mm-hmm. It was just age. Yeah. I don't think that's a mentality thing with Masvidal. More of a age skill set decline.
Yeah. I've always wondered how losing a fight would affect the fighters and stuff. Like how many genuinely bounced back and put it behind them, and how many let it.
It really depends. Yeah, it really depends on the person. Volk's a good example. Charles is a great example, who was seen as pretty much a journeyman, and then he went on a fucking terrible tears.
Yeah.
And then you look at Tony. You look at Tony when he fucking went on that 13 fight streak, and then so it leans to your point. Gets broken in a fight he probably never should have taken in the first place, and then he goes on a fucking 8-fight losing streak.
What about Usman? That's a recent example. I thought he was
the Usman one. The Usman's one's interesting to me because obviously he was winning that fight with Leon, the second fight that they had overall, and the head kick from nowhere and then he did lose convincingly to Leon in the second fight.
Yeah,
but then he has that really close fight with Chimaev that he arguably could have won.
Which I thought he won.
So it says 3 losses on his record, but really it's like head kick KO from the gods. All right, he lost to Leon Edwards in the second fight.
Yeah.
But then
which was in England, so that could have affected performance.
Yeah.
And
I was going to talk. Yeah, sorry, go on.
No, go on.
No.
The Chimaev fight was in Abu Dhabi, wasn't it?
Yep.
So he was never going to win a decision there. Never.
It wasn't really like a comeback of that kind of. I mean, it was a bit, like I said, it was 3 fights in a row that he'd lost, but it wasn't as catastrophic as it looked.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. So how do you think the it's looking like the UFC's hands potentially going to be forced with the Paddy Topuria wave? How do you think that fight goes?
Nervous for Paddy, I'll be honest.
I think Paddy gets knocked the fuck out, and I can't wait for it to happen. I absolutely can't fucking wait for it to happen.
Really?
It'll be.
I think
he gets chinned as well, round 1 chinning.
Think about it, right? All the things that he says, Scousers don't get knocked out. And then he was like giving it the big one last night. You went fucking knock me out, lad. And then he comes out and he just gets chinned in the first round. Oh, I fucking love it. Oh, it'd be amazing. And then everyone the next day is just going to make memes all over the fucking show. Scousers don't get knocked out.
Have you seen that clip of him? Have you seen that clip of him? He's going, Scousers don't get knocked out. And then some guy goes, well, unless you're playing PSG. It was literally like the day after PSG knocked Liverpool out. It's like, yeah. I fucking love that.
Paddy's face. He's waiting to be memed. That's what this feels like. It feels like he's going to be another rung.
And he's got a chin on him, like he's a big chin. He's a big face. So you can imagine when the connection comes, it'll be.
The thing is, right? Do you remember in his was it Paddy's debut? His debut fight when he got rocked like bad. It was in the clinch and he got dropped and he was like he hasn't got a chin. If someone like Topuria catches him, he's going to be dead. Like it'll be worse than the Jack and Manson fucking knockout.
He gets clipped a lot. I've noticed Paddy as well. He does get clipped in his fights, even when he's doing well.
But by the way, have you talked about the fucking Jack and Manson thing? Yeah.
No, I haven't. We touched upon it a little bit at the beginning. Somebody mentioned, I think it was Big Ank mentioned it at the beginning. That was legitimately scary.
It was. I mean, what do you think about the follow-up shot? And what do you think about it? Is it RoboCop's fault, or is it Abe Dean like being a lazy fat fuck and not being in the right position? And he just kind of it almost felt to me that he delayed and he thought, oh, he's down, he's out, and he's not going to punch him again because he didn't. There was time for fucking Abe Dean fucking jump in.
Yeah,
and I felt like he didn't.
Watching the replay, I want to hear what Bodak's take on this as somebody who's relatively new to MMA. What did you think of it? So, you know,
the referee seems slow to act, but the thing that I wonder is the referees speak to them at the back, don't they? So you don't know what the fighters are like. The fighters will be in his ear before the fight, saying, "Don't stop it early." Don't they? They get in the referee's head, don't they? Because they'll be concerned with early stoppages and stuff, and they'll.
Yeah, that's happened before, where fighters have they've dropped someone and they haven't followed up, and they thought the fight was going to be over, and the fight continues, and they've lost an opportunity. Agree with City Life Project. Abe Dean's fault. Abe Dean should have stepped in. He should have stepped in. RoboCop doing his job, nasty, but he did. He had a moment, like you see the moment he drops him, he hesitates
for a second.
Yeah. That's when he was probably waiting. Abe Dean, you doing anything? No, I'll do it for you.
I will say this though, like Herb Dean did start to move straight away when the knockout came, but his positioning was the problem.
But that's the point. He's a professional referee. He's not like a new referee. He should know, especially with two big guys, that there could be like a big knockout.
He's one of the trailblazers, isn't he? In refereeing, he's one of the ones that helps set the standards and.
MMA he is seen as one of the better referees. I mean, referees get a lot of flack. I'm of the opinion that when I started seeing ref cams in PFL, I was a little bit more sympathetic towards what the refs have to do, because there's certain times when because we obviously have the advantage of seeing different camera angles. We've got a very clear shot of what's going on. There are times when they've showed ref cam footage where we felt like, oh, it's an early stoppage. And then you've seen it from their point of view. And then you're like, oh, I can kind of see where he felt the need to jump in the same way where it's like, it was a slight like positional error where he was, but I'm still of the opinion where a lot more has been made of it, because obviously Jack Hermansson was fucking laid out and he didn't need to take an extra shot in that position, because that's where it becomes potentially life threatening. But when you see the replay, he did react kind of immediately. He was just kind of a step away where he was kind of slightly wrong-footed and then leaned the other way. And that's the thing about these split-second things. I'm not willing to kind of throw Herb Dean under the bus for that. In that it's like, wow, he was terribly.
Yeah, like, but you've got to think. Agree with what City Life Project's saying. He should have got a fucking a soccer kick to the face.
Well, it was Herb.
City Life is suggesting we should just let them kill each other.
No, but my point is.
We've got to get you shot on here, by the way.
It's not RoboCop's. It's not his job to protect the fighter. The ref's job is actually to protect the fighter. So Abe Dean needs to be in positions ready to stop the fight immediately if someone gets dropped. And we've seen it in other fights where someone gets dropped like that, and you have the ref jumping between the fighters, literally like leaping across like a fucking fucking Donnarumma and fucking try and save a fucking ball. Like that happens.
He's going to love
how many times
Donnarumma as an example. Why don't you say Pickford or something? Like?
How many
sitting there with your British flag and you pick a fucking Italian player to make your analogy? Fuck you.
I don't ever want to see. No, I tell a lie. I watch this sport to see moments like that. That I watch the sport to see these horrific fucking moments. And God willing, I don't want him to die, but. Sometimes if he did, fucking like if he did, like it would make it fucking juicy, wouldn't it? Like we're not watching. We're not in the cage, in the cage. I think we've only had one death that I know of, and that was a weight cut issue in ONE FC.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't.
Yeah, that was quite.
Unless it's some like fucking weird promotion that in the big promotions, I only know of one death, and that was a weight cut issue. But yeah, I want to see horrific shit. Mm-hmm. That's why I watch this.
Do you know in boxing, if you do a quick Google, on average, 13 boxers die a year?
Yeah, I was going to get into this actually. This is something I wanted to talk about.
The UFC's actually got pretty dangerous. Yeah, so talking about the record though, if only one's died and it wasn't in UFC, then the UFC's got a fairly impeccable record really, and this might just be a blip and a one-off, and the referees will all get. I reckon the referees, the whole industry. Probably going to be in a Monday morning meeting getting absolutely battered. They have to address this. They're not just going to walk away from it.
We see it all the time.
I don't think they will.
Look at what Endo did. Endo did to Bisping. Like, go back and watch that fight, Bodak. Dan Henderson versus Michael Bisping. One of the worst like knockouts, and one of the worst follow-up punches you'll ever fucking see.
I mean, look at the Bobby Green and what was it, Jalen Turner one?
Yeah,
the year before last. That was one of the worst ones I remember in recent memory, where he literally was a corpse, and he was able to get off 10, 15 shots on the ground. It was, I mean, it was way worse than that one. This one was just a genuine slight error of where he was, and you could see he's clearly trying to get in there and pull him off. But he was just a split second too late. Whereas
City Life's got a recommendation: just get the Thai refs over.
Get Thai refs in. Yeah, they just wait until you see blood coming out of their eyeballs, and then they know it's like, there we are. Time to stop it.
Oh, BKFC. Oh, everyone needs to go to a BKFC event.
Yeah, tell us about that. Tell us about that. How did it go?
JPL.
Make me more jealous than I possibly could be.
I thought you were there, Frankie.
So,
my son got on well on Friday, so it just put a kibosh on the whole thing.
Oh, so that was inconsiderate of him.
Very inconsiderate. Little. I was going to say little prick there. I'm not even going to say that as a joke. No, it's like. No, I mean, as soon as I saw him in that condition, I was like, yeah, it wasn't like I felt like, oh, fuck, this is terrible. It was like, your attention immediately shifts to that. And it's like, well,
yeah. Family first.
There's still the chance you can go on there's still the chance you can go on Saturday, but so I still had hope in my heart, but it wasn't to be, unfortunately. But yeah, tell us about it.
Please.
Give us an overview of the whole experience.
I'm still rad. I'm in waves of fucking. Yeah, there's waves of shit happening in my brain right now. But I'm on a bit of a up, so we'll go for it. BKFC, right? I just want to say, and I'm sorry to say, but MMA is for nerds. It's for nerds like me. I'm a fucking nerd. BKFC, you go to BKFC events, and it is the biggest fucking guys. Like, I walked in there, and everyone's just fucking big. Like, everyone's like on steroids.
What, even in the crowd?
All the fans, like they all like fucking massive fucking blokes. Like the steroids and testosterone in that building was insane. People, I thought there was going to be more kickoffs. There was only a few kickoffs, and the security were well on it. But saying that, the atmosphere is fucking amazing. That atmosphere to BKFC event, smaller venue, but way better than any UFC event I've been. Way better. Okay. Atmosphere is buzzing. Everyone's talkative as well. You go outside, people are talking. Everyone's up for a good time. More friendly, I would say, than MMA
UK?
Crowds.
Nice. How often are they in the UK?
Quite regularly. Recommend if you anyone who's never been to an event, make it a BKFC event. There's a few things with production that need tidying up. Like they don't have replays on the screen, and that was annoying because something will happen and you're like, oh fuck, I didn't see that, and then they don't replay anything. They don't replay at the end of the fight if someone gets knocked out, and they don't replay between rounds. So like you're like, oh what the fuck? But the production value, like the flow of the fights, they straight away they come out. There's no hanging about. I think there was one decision on the entire card. Like one fucking decision. Everything was a knockout or TKO stoppage. Oh, fucking love it. And the blood, there's blood everywhere because it's bare knuckle. Blood everywhere. If you like violence, BKFC is. They go and get there. I think they from what I saw last night, and the crowd and the energy from the fans. It is going to be a real contender in a few years. Where they're struggling at the moment is it's still it's relatively new into BKFC in terms of like the mass audience. So a lot of the fighters they're on like debut fights, or they like 2-1 or 3-1. So there's no. It's not like the UFC which has been around a while, and you've got these guys with like big records. So they need build fighters and start getting, your fan favorites and stuff like that.
Is McGregor involved with BKFC?
He is, yeah.
He's a part owner.
A part owner.
Yeah.
BKFC's got a bright future. It's got a very fucking bright future.
I was saying this to you yesterday when you messaged me when you were talking about the atmosphere. You can't fucking go wrong with that. It's bare knuckles scraps. You can't fuck that up. When you showed me that picture of the guy who lost the main event, it's like,
yeah, he's fucked up. He was fucked up. You know what I liked about BKFC is that what they did that was really clever before the main event. They started playing like songs like that got the crowd singing along, like touching me, touching you, sweet. Like it gets the crowd.
I fucking hate that song when I'm listening to it, but when I'm fucking in the crowd,
yeah, when you've got a beer in hand and everyone's singing it and the crowd's on fire, and
it's catnip to a rowdy crowd, isn't it? That song.
That for me was they played a few songs just before the main event that got everyone's like fucking lifted,
the energy up,
and the energy was up, and then the fighters came out straight after, and you're like, fucking hell, that was good. That was, I like that.
Yeah, so they're doing a lot of things right. Yeah, getting some things right already. Yeah, and I mean it's a completely different thing from MMA as well. It's not gonna have the same audience. I think it's primal enough to have its own audience. It's like fucking Fight Club in real life.
It is like you've got a crossover with the boxing. There was a lot of boxing fans there, and then it's like you say, it brings out a lot of other characters as well. But
and you've got a crossover with like retired MMA fighters doing it as well, so you can pull that audience in as well.
Yeah, Jimmy Warlad was fighting last night. He's a Back to the fucking Future guy, isn't he? Like fucking Jimmy Warlad. He was fighting. I think he's like 40 now. So
yeah,
it's still like they're still trying. They need the talent. They need the younger talent. Like a lot of the guys that are coming into it are quite older. It's like a proper mix across the board. Like you've got some young uns, but then you've got these really older guys because they haven't got the talent pool yet. But it'll come.
I do think that's where it's going to struggle because of the outright brutality of it. I think it's going to be one where like it's going to be mostly for people who are either generally can't make it into other avenues, or they're going to be on the way out of other disciplines. I feel like that's where that niche might fuck up for it. Because you're not gonna come up in the sport looking to, you're not gonna be coming up, earlier on in your career as a young man or young woman being like, and you've got genuine talents that could get you into MMA where you're gonna be like, I'm gonna go throw fucking bare knuckle and lose a fucking tooth tonight or an eyeball.
But you do though, don't you? Like we haven't seen it yet, but don't forget you've got like a specific community, like the traveling community that are into bare knuckle, and when you get like the younger guys coming through, like. Because it's just started, so we've got a mix of everything. But we are going to start having the young, like, not necessarily. It's going to take a long time to build up, but there'll be some like young lads that are going to go into it at a young age. Like I don't know how old it was Danny Christie versus fucking what was his name, Tierney. I don't know anything. Connor Tierney. I don't even know the ages or anything about him.
Yeah,
but
that's going to be got 1.8 mil. Yeah, BKFC's doing well. It's got over 1 million subs on
And that's the thing, man. Other organizations aren't doing it. I mean, you've got. We've talked about this in the past. You've got things like Octagon that are making waves now, and there's Do
you watch the King of the Streets channel?
I don't.
Yeah, there's these guys, I think it's more Slavic stuff. They're like fighting pretty weird, like gladiatorial arenas and shit. I've been watching them recently. That's pretty good. The videos are a bit much though, properly like over edited and stuff, but
yeah.
I've been exploring the other promotions. I'm just trying to find more stuff to do because UFC isn't enough. They don't come through thick and fast enough. And now there's a card.
You're proper in now, and the fact that you're in after the year that we've had, I feel happy for you more than anyone else. Because, like I said, it was like we've been waiting for this card, or we can turn around and say to you, "This is why we've been watching." And I'm telling you, man, we used to get cards like this 3, 4, 5 times a year, or it felt like we did.
Yeah, I mean,
where we just had bangers coming out, and we just.
I'd rather be with all the meatheads. I see a comment. I'd rather be with all the meatheads though. Like and the thing is, I'd rather be with the meatheads than little fanboys who hang outside like fighter hotels. And I don't know, like when you get UFC events, you get all these fanboys that run to the UFC fighter hotel, try and get pictures with fighters, and I just find it so fucking cringe.
Yeah.
Like where at BKFC, you go out for a beer and a fag, and all the fighters are there. They're just chilling with you. They're talking to you. You're having a good time. You aren't like, I don't like forced interactions. I like natural interactions where you just bump into this guy and you're just talking to him like they're fucking human beings, not chasing them down the street. Give me a photo. Come here. And you don't speak to him. You don't speak to him. You just grab a photo and then you go around showing everyone, look who I met. Well, you haven't met him. You've taken a picture with a person and there was no interaction. It's gay. Yeah, I had
this at Comic-Con, man. It's like, I can speak to nerds. I went to Comic-Con and they had the Custer Red Dwarf on there. So we all like queued up to say hello, get an autograph. And then we caught them outside in the smoking area. And then everyone was just talking to them. And that's when we got to meet the cast of Red Dwarf. Not in there with a panel and that. It's out there when they're smoking. I
love Red Dwarf. God damn.
Yeah. They had everybody but Lister. I've met everyone but Lister.
That's what it is like, and any interaction where they have to do it, or you grab a quick picture, you don't really feel satisfied from it. You're like, okay, I've got a picture now fucking what? And then I learned I don't care about that anymore. Like I'm who wants Q for a picture with everyone chasing someone? Natural interactions are the fucking best. They fucking way better.
Yeah, I kind of got a little bit of an element of that when I was at there. That was one thing I had about the BKFC card. Not BKFC, sorry, the Bellator card I went to in Dublin a couple of years ago. After the fighters got, they did their thing, they were then just like walking through the crowd and sitting down next to people, and they'd be you bumping into fighters in the toilet, mate.
Yeah.
Dick measuring in the toilet we got to do as well, which is great. Little leaning over the urinal.
I love how you get to go, I've got a bigger dick than a lightweight champ.
Exactly. That's something I could take home.
I would definitely post something on social media about that if I found out. Just say, just saw the lightweight, just saw the heavyweight champion there. Turns out, tiny dick.
Yeah, but it's like what you said. It's just like we don't get that anymore with like UFC and stuff. It's just a nice this is why you have to support your regional promotions and support people like BKFC, also people like organizations like BKFC coming up, because this is where you're going to get those moments of like where it's not quite mainstream yet, where you get to see it at its base level, and it's the closest we're going to get.
What people need respect, like fighters who are putting it on the like the one of the guys that we were speaking to last night. He was in the smoking area and he was saying, I've got work on Monday. I've got a broken hand. It's mad, isn't it? Like you fucking up your body. You've got a broken hand and he's going back to work on Monday. And fucking hell, he's probably picked up nothing.
That's not unique to fighting though, is it? It's like you play football and stuff, you can end up going to work with an injury. It's like any sport really.
It's very different, isn't it? I know it can happen in football, but a lot of the times you're going into that fight knowing you're getting fucked up, especially in BKFC.
Yeah, it's that Fight Club thing. It's like turning up to work with a fucking multiple black eyes and like your nose is hanging off and you've got stitches on your cheek. It's a lot harder to explain than like I tore my Achilles on the weekend. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, fair point.
Different. But no, it sounds like it was a blast. Sounds like
I remember I got a black eye. It was my lad. He elbowed me while he was playing. I remember going to work, telling everyone, "Oh yeah, there's like 3 of them. Oh, you should have seen them." Yeah. I was like, "Oh no, it wasn't my toddler. It was 3 of them, big as well. Oh, did well." I put my blue belt into action. It was awesome. Like just lying through my teeth.
Yeah, we've all had those moments. If you've got kids, like bruised testicles as well, just getting stepped on.
Yeah, but did I tell you the story about my mate's vasectomy? He had his kid run into his crotch.
Oh, fucking hell.
My mate had a vasectomy and it got infected. So he had an infected vasectomy, which means his balls were like twice the size they should be. He was on antibiotics and we went to this park. And bear in mind, the guy was walking with his feet very wide apart. And then his 2-year-old son came running right up to him, head right in his crotch.
Right in the balls.
Oh.
And you don't,
Yeah, and I've never seen a man. He was in so much fucking pain. He wasn't making a noise. His mouth was open. You could see the face. You could see it on his face. But
that's
only
real
dogs,
pain.
Only dogs would have heard the pain coming out of his mouth. Like it was. The rest of us were pissing us. We were pissing ourselves because we were laughing all day because he was waddling along like a penguin. But yeah, when his boy, we just watched it. It was like the rest of us saw it in slow motion, just watching him run up because he'd been doing it all day. He'd been running up to people, and we saw that he wasn't looking. Oh God!
You knew it was coming. Yeah.
Yeah. Good day. It's a nice day when you get to laugh at your mate's misfortune.
Yeah, that rubs the salt in as well, doesn't it? It's like the humiliation on top of it as well is just.
Serves him right for getting his fucking balls cut. What's he doing? Firing blanks.
I think I might need to do a dose of that myself one of these days.
I
feel like the decision's coming. It's a scary process. It's a scary thought because obviously you don't want to mess with your junk, but like, you know, there's things that you got to consider when you start getting older. Like I'm surprised we've got into this. This is how Sundays go.
You know, you're wide awake while they do it. While they're cutting and while they go inside your balls and put the clips in that in, you're actually wide awake while they do it, and you can feel it.
I don't understand. Maybe you can explain this to me because I don't understand how you can still nut but not get someone pregnant. It's a very weird concept. I don't understand it. How it works.
Clip, was it the vas deferens or something? The bit where the spunk joins the rest of it, and they just clip that. They either cut it and tie it, or I think these days they don't even cut it. They just put a little plastic clip on it, and then that's it. The sperm never make the rest of the gender fluids that you. Yeah, they don't combine to create the full repertoire of gender fluids. So yeah, it's like
I knew it was a simple explanation.
I love how you keep using the word gender fluid.
That's how I explain orgasmic material.
My gender fluid.
Yeah, it's my gender fluid.
Yeah, so I'm glad you had a good weekend. I'm amazed that you made it on tonight because it sounded like a rough one, but
yeah, JPL's a party animal. JPL's a fucking party animal. He's a dark horse, boys. He's a very fucking dark horse. He's a quiet guy, but
that's all you need to know.
Yeah. Point this way: you've got one guy in the community who speaks a lot and yaps a lot and gives it all the big game. And then you've got another guy who sits quietly, doesn't say that much. He's there, and he's the real fucking guy.
It's like that. It's like that guy you have at school, who's always quiet, and then he gets into a fight, and then he just lays a fucker out, and you're like, where did that come from?
He's not quiet in real life, though. He's not quiet in real life. I'll tell you that. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
We had a good gish galloping on my stream a few weeks ago. We were speaking.
Did he get on? Yeah.
Yeah, he jumped on a Discord. Yeah, we were speaking for hours that night.
I've got to get him on as well, considering how long because he's one of the guys who's been around for a while as well.
Yeah, he's been around the community for a long time.
For a while. Yeah.
He was educating me on the gambling stuff, on the gambling side of things that night.
He knows his shit about gambling. I don't know if you know. I'm not going to talk about his personal life. I don't know
anything about his personal life.
Okay. Well, he knows his shit about gambling, put it that way. And then on top of that, he knows his shit about MMA and fighting. And he needs to start making content. He wants to. He just needs to get into it. He needs.
I've seen the video of his. He made a short.
He makes shorts like for Silky Pajamas, doesn't he? But he wants to get into like building a community around it by streaming and making videos and making content. Like he needs to be the face of the brand. That's why I think to start building.
And he can do it as well because he's got a great fucking personality as well.
He has.
I think things like Silk Pajamas and stuff. Those things build up way quicker because obviously this is what I do for a living. It does build up way quicker if you can put a personality to it. If you're just pushing it as a product, it doesn't really work. But if there's a face behind it, it goes astronomical.
That's what we were talking about. We had a good chat about it, and he was talking about marketing. I said, the way you market this and build your community is you need to be the face of it. And he's a great guy to be the face of it as well.
Yeah,
he really is. And then he can start building on the community that he's got.
He's got that soft-spoken Welsh accent as well. That's great for fucking audio.
Yeah,
It's great for the microphones. Love that kind of voice.
Yeah, have you seen him? He looks like Pierce Brosnan.
Does he?
Yeah, he looks the fucking part.
Yeah.
that like little me?
Well, I'm not going to go out on a pool with him.
Are you back in the game now, Bodak? Is that what you're saying?
No, but I am single. But yeah, nowhere near thinking about that. But yeah, if the time comes, I'll I'll avoid.
You want to invest in your channel now, don't you? Is that your plan?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm going balls in. That's yeah. I'm not even going to think about romance. I'm just going to go balls in my YouTube channel. I'm going to try and I just want to see if I can get to 1,000 before Christmas.
I think you'll definitely hit that.
What you're on now?
582, but my growth comes in spurts.
It does.
Yeah, it stagnates. It comes in spurts, and then a few drop off, and then it comes again. So it's like taking my growth so far. It's like taking two steps forward, one step back.
But
yeah,
your growth is being, I'd say, very fast considering you just stream.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, it blew up. The shorts have made all the difference.
Well, for you to have less than 1,000 and you get 30, 40 people in on a night is crazy. There are people with thousands and thousands of subs who don't get that.
Well, like Gilly right now.
With 100,000.
I think he's streaming to 3 people or something.
Is he? Fuck off. Is he on now?
He's live, yeah. He's 100k subs. The MMA Holes was live the other night with 100k subs. He gets thousands, you know what I mean?
Thousands in, yeah. He's got the can't keep up with the chat type level.
Yeah,
shit going
but
on.
He's done wrong. What Giuliano's done wrong is he vertical streams, and when you vertical stream, it pulls in random people that aren't into MMA content. So
I was the majority start doing a weekly vertical. I thought they were good for growth.
It can fuck up your algorithm a little bit.
Yeah, it can fuck up your algorithm because it can work, but then
for you it would be good because you do very generalized stuff. So like you can put in like if you're using what you've got to get a grip on if you're doing verticals is make sure that when you're talking about a specific thing, you're using hashtags that draw in the kind of people who are interested in what you're talking about. And because hashtags can be, because people think if I just throw hashtags in there, I'll get the keywords or whatever. It doesn't work like that either because it can work in the opposite way as well.
Yeah,
where it's too saturated or and you're somebody who could definitely get a grip on that game.
So what Gilly's done, where he's gone wrong, is he's pulling in like he has all these women that come in and subscribe to his channel, and how YouTube works is the first thing it does when you put a video out is it sends it to your audience. So these women that is fangirl audience that he's got, they're not going to click on a fucking MMA video, a betting MMA video, so then it's not going to send it in the algorithm.
Yeah, that's what people don't understand about YouTube. So when you make a video, they send it out to your subscribers first.
Yeah.
And then depending on what percentage of them click on it, it then gets pumped out to a wider audience. So if you've got a whole bunch of subscribers that aren't clicking on your videos on a regular basis and aren't set up to certain demographics and stuff.
Yeah, YouTube needs activity. You need activity to get more activity on YouTube.
Yeah, it's like it's like a web or like a chain.
Yeah,
however way you want to describe it. It's like,
and it'll only push it to a bit of your audience first, and then before it even pushes it to the next bit of your audience and the next bit of your audience, and then it'll go out to a wider audience. Whereas he's got such a mix of people as subscribers that it's going to fuck his some of his videos. Like some of his videos, it'll probably get nothing.
Like some will pop off and the others will just be dead as a doornail, which is why some of what he's doing isn't as suspicious as it sometimes appears. I mean, having 100,000 and having 6 people in is probably not ideal, but it's like there are explainable things about it.
Yeah, and the same with streaming, because he's always vertical streaming. I can do a vertical stream and it can get like 80 odd people in. And then another time I can do a vertical stream and 1 person comes in. It's weird how vertical streams work.
Sounds like it works similar to TikTok then, because I've noticed if I stream on TikTok, you get hundreds of people popping in, but not many of them stick around. And then every now and again, someone will follow. Yeah, but you go back to it and be like, oh, you had 1,000 views, and I was like, yeah, but you got an average watch time of 3 seconds. What the fuck's that? Like, what's the point?
Yeah, and it fucks up your algorithm as well, because that's a very bad sign to YouTube. Where if the duration of people coming in are very short because it's something they pick up with botting as well. Because often the way the bots work is they jump in and jump out to give you the view. They're not like, and they're not interacting as well. So you're not getting comments, you're not getting likes that are legitimate. You know, it's all, they look out for all that stuff. So you're only going to shoot yourself in the foot in the long run if you're.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see if Gilly will get his silver plaque, because there's no way that YouTube just say, "Oh, 100K, well done, hand it out." They're definitely going to run some analysis on that.
I was thinking
you have to order it. You have to order it.
Yeah, you have to chase it, but they're definitely going to analyze his channel, and they're not just going to throw that out.
No, if there's anything dodgy going on, and I'm not saying that there is, I would not chase it up. I would just leave the plaque and just.
That's what I mean. Because my prediction is he doesn't get it because he knows, and then when everyone starts asking if they can see it, he'll be like, "Oh, it's at my other apartment." He'll say something like that, like with the McLaren. "Oh, it's at a different place," and it's like, you know what I mean? That's what my prediction is.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't want to get too into this because, like, you know, I don't want to.
No more drama. Sorry, it's me. It's my fault this time. I'm bringing the drama back.
It's not even a drama thing, because it's more just like this falls under the category of banter, where it's like he puts this out in the ethos, so you can kind of, as boys, you can kind of rib him about it, and he understands that part of the game as well. So that part of it, I don't mind. It's more the other stuff that we know that we don't talk about. That's a bit different with when it gets a bit toxic and nasty. That's what I'll say. But yeah, I mean, fair play to him. I mean, it's you know, regardless, it must be a nice number to see hit for anyone.
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine you got the same, because I remember what it felt like to hit 500, and then I think the 1,000 was obviously the 1,000 was the worst one for me, because I hit it ages ago, and then I lost a whole load of subscribers in like the course of a month. So I had the feeling of going over 1,000 and then dropping back down to just over 9. And then it took me like another 3 months to get back over it. So when it did happen, it's like when you get like a VR goal. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
So when it happened the second time, I was like, fuck, I couldn't react to it, because it's like, how long is it going to be here for? A couple of days, a week?
I feel like some of my growth might have been stifled by some of the trolling as well. Because when I was at 420, I saw what you were doing on the Discord groups, organizing your unsubbing to keep me on 420. They just wanted to keep me on 420 for the weed thing, because I knew I was smoking for a bit again.
Bro, and that's the thing. People do that but they do it with alts as well. So you've got mates who like will have 20 alts, and then your sub count will suddenly go up, and then you're like, great. And then what happens is, when the refresher comes in every week, YouTube wipes those alts off as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, it looks like, so what looks like growth actually isn't. It's like,
yeah. I do. Obviously, I'm not gonna lie. I do look at the numbers. I think any YouTuber who claims that they don't is lying. But I do feel like I've got a healthy relationship with my numbers. Like, I'm not fixated on it, but I feel like if I just keep pumping out content, it will grow.
I've stopped now. I stopped looking at the video numbers. I stopped looking at the subscriber numbers. But that's because I hit the goal that I wanted to when I first set out to do it. I don't feel like I'm like, right now 1,500 now. I'm not like that. Like, I had my set goal, and now I'm. Whereas if you're somebody who's like looking to get as big as you possibly can, that's always going to be a factor. And anyone who says it isn't is lying.
Yeah, I'm hoping to go full time at some point, but I know there's a fucking grind between now and then.
Oh, 100%. The ones you don't get there are the ones you give up. Yeah, I would say, because the thing is that even if you look back at looking back at your channel and Brutally's channel and even my own, when I look back at the stuff I did even a year ago, I'm not saying my channel is very good now, but I go back a year or two ago.
Yeah, it was better, way better.
You're just way better. Yeah, you just become more comfortable. You learn little tricks like about production and how the sound works, and it becomes a little bit more, I don't know, fluid and professional looking.
Yeah,
polished is the word. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to episode 1,000 and then comparing it to episode 50 and just seeing what
it's going to be stark.
Yeah, I've already done it with now and the ones I did back in 2023. I did a little brief run at the end of 2023, and mine at the end of 2023, man, the voice is all over the place. It's fucking. You thought it was glitchy. Now you should have seen it back then. It was a nightmare. But yeah, it's nice to see it evolving.
You know what I realized as well? I say I used to say every 10 seconds.
Same.
And I've realized I don't really do that. The odd one gets thrown in, but it would literally be every 10 seconds. I'd look back at my videos for shorts or whatever. and it was just, you notice things. And if you're somebody who's dedicated to get to working on things, you'll pick on these things, but it also gives you something to improve. If you can aim to improve 1 or 2 things every week, you get to a point where, like, down the line, you're like, fucking hell, I'm completely different.
The one thing I've tried to work on the and I used to make weird noises with my mouth. I used to now I'm like good. I avoid fizzy drinks. I drink the right thing so I don't end up with a cotton mouth. But one of the things I'm trying to do now is stop swearing. When I watch myself back,
yeah, that's a hard one.
Yeah, when I get into it, every second word out of my mouth is fucking this, fucking that. I sound like a juvenile idiot. I want to get past that.
I'm the same. That's something that I don't like about my content is I swear too much, and it's not going to be good for the long term of a channel. If you want to go full time, it's that YouTube picks up on certain things. If you swear in the first like 30 seconds of a video, it won't push it. There's if you swear too much in a video, they won't push it in the algorithm. Then they can start blocking your monetization on it. So it doesn't. If you're looking to make a living out of it, it's never good in the long run. But I hate the fact that I swear too much. It's just
I also feel like if you're trying to do comedy as well, like which I am, because I'm not an MMA channel. I'm going to get back to doing comedy style micro documentaries eventually, but I just feel like when you're swearing in comedy, it just dilutes the impact of the comedy. It's the best comedians are the ones that don't swear so much. Yeah
100%. Because it does create that cheap moment.
It's not about being a pussy, Dante. It's about class and finesse. It's about not relying on cheap gimmicks to get your thing,
and using it in a way that contributes to the content rather than like cunt, fucking fuck. We sound chavvy. I feel like I sound chavvy, and the Guru is a good example of how to do it. You can tell he edits himself, like not. He edits his content, but he edits his personality and the things that he says, and he's very clever in how he gets around certain things and says certain things without actually saying it, and that is like really impressive because it's hard to do. It's really hard to do. I was going to swear again.
I think his stamina is insane. The fact that he can just keep going and keep going. I think he doesn't get the credit he deserves as like for how he's able to be so consistent.
He doesn't.
It's crazy.
He doesn't, and he's very impressive what he's done. But
he deserves everything he's got.
His mindset is very similar to if you look at all the top YouTubers like. People like KSI and stuff like that. They all said they had the same mindset, and that is. I did not have any other fucking option. This was my option. That was the mindset that got them to the top.
I don't think people realize because they obviously project this personality that might come across as a little bit flippant or whatever. But I don't think most people realize how hard people like KSI actually fucking working, mate. They're on 16 hours days.
Yeah,
7 days a week, 16 hours a day. As Logan Paul, as much as you hate him, that man works. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they aren't work shy. They're on the grind, and the like KSI he's a beast. Them side man, they've got the main channel, then they've got this other channel where they're making content for. So like they stream as well. They do like live streaming in the week, and it's just like constantly every day they're working. They're just fucking working and working.
Yeah. That's what it takes. That's what it takes to get where they are. You have to first of all figure out how you can get the time, and then you have to give it the time. You have to put it in. You have to surrender. You have to surrender yourself. Otherwise, you're just going to be some other guy that gave it a go and quit a year later. You know?
Yeah, for sure. And I think there are people within the community that could certainly take the ball and run with it. You can see where like the potential is in a lot of who's coming up.
Like. I'm going to get back into it, and when I go back into it, I'm just going to become the most. I'm just going to be making content that pisses everyone off, and I'm going to piss people off so much, like the John Jones thing. I'm just going to do exaggerated exaggerated content, just like Guru did. If you look at how Guru rose, he made exaggerated takes, exaggerated moments, and people, his audience hated him for a long time. He got nothing but shit. He gets called Piggy and all that. And my last video,
that's one aspect of it.
It struck a chord in my head, and I was like, okay, do I want to be liked, or do I want? And with that, you'll have a community that like you, just like KSI. Like KSI is one of those people. He's fucking hated by a lot of people, and he gets a lot of abuse, but he leans into it. And he leaned into it, and he's made a shitload of money from it. He's got his own fan base, his own community, but then he's got all these people who will like. It's engagement. Engagement pushes videos more than anything else. And if you've got 50 knobheads that are commenting, "Oh, you're trying to be like Guru. Oh, you're soy as fuck. You are."
The thing is, you don't react into it like that. You've got to be thick-skinned.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you are. You're definitely thick-skinned.
The biggest thing is
imagine if brutally, like, as soon as you went offline, just started crying from all the abuse because actually
he forgets to turn his camera off one day and just has a fucking crash out of all crash outs.
Yeah, this stone cold bantering bastard is just all projection for his stream character. He's actually a really
sensitive fucking this is all in that.
At first, right, when I started getting abuse, and I looked at it and I was like, this is fucking harsh. Like, some of the abuse I've got is like crossing lines that I'd never fucking cross. And I looked at it and I was like raging inside. I'm going to show them, you fucking cunt. And then I just took my phone, I went, deleted the message, put it down, and I went, I've won. I fucking won.
Yeah.
You've commented on my video and I'm not going to respond to you. And I'm just going out to crack a beer open and fucking celebrate because he's
just pushed your video to the algorithm to all of his subscribers, to all the people he's friends with.
Now, when you see abuse, you think, I'm doing something right here, boys.
I've got a book you might like. As a reaction, the worst thing you can get is apathy.
I've got a book you guys might like. Actually, have you heard about the book, The Courage to be Disliked?
No, send it me.
Yeah, I'll send you the link, mate. It's a really good book. I read it recently. That'll help you get this channel going. Just give you the courage to be disliked. Yeah, you've got to not worry about it, mate.
With you, mate, it's just time. It's just having the time. Because you were on a wave there when you were doing it full time. It's just, By the way, Bodak, are you segueing into your live tonight?
I'm not this week, no.
Not this week.
Okay. No. This will be my only appearance tonight. I need to sort my schedule out. Yeah, my schedule isn't working at the minute, and plus I want to do more. I want to be more active, but I think Sundays is just too hard. Plus Sundays are really quiet for me. Last few Sundays been really ultra quiet. When I was doing Mondays were pretty good, so I might move to Monday. Yeah,
you've got to find a thing that works. I don't really think about Sunday working or not. I just enjoy doing it. It's the best time when I can do it, and it's like I don't know. It's just I'm not really searching for I think that's what my problem is. I don't think about things like that anymore.
For me, the midweek ones are like that. The midweek ones, the ones, because I've done all the prep at the weekend, so I just go live and not worry about it. But on Sunday, it's like I have to race and get everything sorted and then go live. It's like, and then if I could spare myself the stress if I just be a midweek streamer.
Yeah, that works. But yeah, I appreciate having you on, boys. It's been a really good one as always. Again, if you're still sticking around, appreciate all of you. If you could again head over to Brutally Honest MMA and head over to the Bodak Show. And Dougie's Corner, who made his appearance at the beginning, it was really nice having him on.
I miss Dougie. Shit.
I do. He's so good to have on because he
sounds very knowledgeable.
He is, and the thing is, what I like about having him on is I like having people on who can speak well, but also have contrary opinions to my own.
Yeah,
which is really important because you just don't want everyone agreeing all the time. We were supposed to have Idaho on as well, but he I forgot he's in Australia. So like. It's
he messaged in the chat. I saw him in the chat earlier. He was saying it was like 6:30 in the morning or something where he is.
Yeah, I didn't even consider that. I'm such a prick for that. But yeah,
I know. I was trying to get him on the quiz as well for that. I was like, fucking. He was on the quiz actually. He was. It was like 5, 6 in the morning for him.
It was like, do you remember when I did yours in Manila that time, and it was like we started at like 2:30 in the morning, and everyone was saying to me, "Frankie looks dead." I'm like, "Fucking right, I'm dead, mate."
You look completely
Fucking
dead,
right,
and then a guru raid came in, and there you just were, just looking red and dead.
Yeah, it was not a moment I look back at fondly. Like I'm already dead. I can barely get words out, and then you suddenly see 300 people come in, and I'm just like, I just froze like shit. It was awful. Sorry, man. I probably fucked up your like. Who's this?
Nah, right. It does. The thing about the guru raid is like suddenly you get hundreds, and it lasts for about 2 minutes, and then it goes back down to where it normally was before.
Yeah.
The one Guru sorted me out of not Guru, Musical sorted me out of a second one, and he managed to time it literally as we were starting the quiz. You was there again for because you were there again because both times you've been there.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been there for both MMA. Yeah, both of the raids. Yeah.
But that second one went well, and we managed to keep about 70 of them for the whole quiz.
Yeah, that was good. That was really good.
Yeah, it was great.
And I felt like you dealt with it well, and you fucking shows 70 people stayed. Oh, I wanted to ask, what did MMA have? You mentioned something about MMA Alls, didn't you? He's got.
I did actually. He might be listed. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it actually, but yeah, he was. I think he's looking to network. He's got some ideas that he wants to go through. So yeah,
his channel's fucking amazing. He handles it. He's somebody who can handle that the huge streams really, really well.
Yeah. I basically said whatever it is, if it helps my channel grow, count me in.
Yeah,
cool.
Right. But yeah, I'll be obviously whatever it is. I'll try and rope as many people into it as possible. Get share the love and all that.
That's what it's all about. That's what the community. What has made this community really, really special in a way, because there's loads of us now who are just in it for each other.
I like how it's developed. Like it was very Guru set the standard, but it was very solo, and he tried start a community with Jesse on Fire Identity, but it didn't really work out. And then
thank God, imagine the direction that could have gone in.
I know, and I feel like we're part of that next wave, the next generation, and we're more community based, and it's nice to see where that's leading. And the community is really fucking good. Like I want
to go full time, but I don't just want to. I want the faces to come. I want everyone to come along. Like I want us all to do it together. I just think it'd be better because you look at these other ones. You see these big YouTubers. There's loads of little communities there, like KSI and all that. They're part of communities, and they come up in one, didn't they? They didn't just go. They're not solo. Logan Paul wasn't solo. He was part of some clique on Vine before he blew up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the way to go, mate. It's the way to go.
The KSI group, there's the Sidemen, but outside the Sidemen, there's a group of them, like you say, that like they're all friends. They're people who aren't in the Sidemen. They've got like Cal Freezy, Calax, and that fat guy. I can't remember his name. The fat guy, anyway. But they're all friends, and they all have their separate channels. The Sidemen have their channel. All the Sidemen have their own channels, and then the Sidemen friends have their channels, and they've pulled them along with it. So it only really needs one person to like really explode. And then,
but it also allows you to trade skills as well, because it's like when I'll give you the example of when Bodak came up with the the shorts thing that worked out for a little while.
I'm still using it.
Yeah, you learn.
I'm just paying. I'm just paying. I'm just swallowing. You're
doing it every month, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just taking the $88 hit. I thought, fuck it, it's too valuable.
I'm angling whether or not I should just pay for the year and get the discount and see if it's going to be worth the. I've been like weighing that up over the last couple of days because it is a really good program, and if you can upload the 30-minute clips, which I'm assuming is the one you're on.
Yeah, I'm on the granddaddy package. Well, I'm going to get a yearly package if I'm going to give it another month. I'm only on second month.
And then if it goes, because it might.
Yeah, I get the yearly one. If I'm going to, but yeah, I'm in a rhythm now. I do the stream, download it, up it straight away, get the clips going.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just fuck it. I'm just going to pay it.
It is value. If you've got to think about it, it's an investment in your future. Like there's also another thing. Like you two, you're more natural speakers. So I'm paying a fucking shitload for a course, how to speak better, public like speaking. There's a guy called Vin Ching or Vin Ging or whatever he's called. He's like the
wait, you're learning how to speak English from a guy called Vin Ging. Say that name again.
Vin Gyang.
I love how he mispronounced. He's clearly mispronouncing the name of the guy who he's learning from.
Yeah, Vin. So sure you're not learning Mandarin? Like,
his first language. This is it though. His first language was Vietnamese, I think, and then it was Mandarin, and then his third language is English. But go check him out. He is fucking phenomenal. And so I did a seminar, and then after the seminar, I bought his course. It was like 400 quid, and not. For you, it will help with YouTube, but I've got to give. At work, I'm on a managing training course, and at the end, I've got to give this big fucking presentation. And this presentation is in front of the top people, the guy who runs it, and all the board and stuff. And like, I'm seeing it as it's supposed to be like just to prove that okay, justify why you're doing the management training course. We're bringing these managers through. I'm seeing it as a bigger opportunity. I'm seeing it as this is an opportunity where I'm going to sit down with the fucking guy who runs the business. I won't make a point. I won't go in there, and I won't be the fucking Conor McGregor. I want him to go, fucking hell, who's this guy? And then I don't want just be a manager. I want him to go, okay. I want him to take notice. So that's why I'm doing this course, and then hopefully it helps with the YouTube as well.
No, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah,
and it's all about investing in what you need for the future, skill-wise. And it's never...
especially if you get into management as well, you need to be able to speak clearly and communicate well. Otherwise, you're going to flop hard. So,
100%, yeah. Well, thank you, boys. This has been fun. So one final shout out, like I said, head over to Brutally Honest MMA, head over to the Bodak Show, Dougie's Corner as well, who's now in the chat, so you can get that link directly. If you're unsure where to go, if you look in the description of this live stream, you will see all the creators that are associated with the channel. It's been a really fun one. I feel like we've ignited something here, especially with last night, hopefully being a moment where we can all kick on and
next time you do BKFC, I'm definitely getting in on that.
Yeah, we have to find a way of running out. Even if it's like a regional thing, like going to a Cage Warriors or something, we can hook something like that up. There's stuff out there.
Yeah, there's plenty to get on.
For sure.
We could all just meet up, form a circle, and just get Hank and Idaho in the middle and just push them in there. Go, have a fucking scrap. I did anything, mate. Whatever. I've got like the biggest case of FOMO now after hearing about this weekend. And I'm like, I was at a fucking wedding.
Oh, fucking!
And I've got a wedding next weekend as well that I hope I'm going to be able to make. But like, yeah, you're right. It's like, and I had fucking tickets. I stuck fucking 500 quid down it.
Yeah, the invite. I think I was invited. I was invited a while ago. I think it was JPL. He was reaching out. Yeah. Oh man. I was actually gutted because it was a fucking shit wedding. I'll be honest. Left early. Everyone's like leaving. You know, the wedding. So I feel bad for the guy. People have a wedding and everyone fucks off at 8 in the evening. But it was so boring. He had a DJ. Yeah. Who has a fucking DJ? Get a band.
You got to get a live band, yeah, for that.
Fucking hell. Fucking hate DJ weddings.
Yeah, they're awful.
Anyway, sorry, enough about me.
Who the fuck is Tap? Someone's saying Tap is the greatest lightweight ever.
Oh, that's someone on my Twitch, I guess.
Yeah, it's on Twitch.
Oh yeah, that has popped up. Yeah.
But Frankie, you only go YouTube, don't you, Frank?
Yeah, I stopped with the what do you call it? The Twitter one, because my membership ran out, and I'm like, I'm not going to spend. I'm not really very active on Twitter anymore, so I'm like, is it?
Well, you're live and everything at the minute. I'm on. You've got this on Twitch, X, Trovo, Kick, B Live. Got it everywhere.
Yeah, it's the bigger the reach, the better, I guess.
Yeah, my Rumble's starting to grow, which I'm really happy about, because I think in 10 years' time, we're the only one that's still allowed. I'm nearly at 50 on Rumble. That's that. I look at YouTube obviously because it's the one that's it's the only one that's working out so far. But yeah, Rumble. Yeah. I really want a Rumble channel. I don't know why. It's just because you're not getting censored over there. Because the thing is about YouTube, I know that my channel is going to get in trouble in the future. If something I'm saying today,
oh, definitely, yeah,
will get me in trouble in
YouTube,
the future.
especially the way that it is.
Yeah.
If you set yourself up on multiple platforms, you've got a good chance of being able to retain something when you, because everyone eventually gets shit canned on him. And we saw what happened to Sewer King and people like that. You just got to say the wrong thing. And
is Sewer King gone then?
He's gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, with him, he had his. Go ahead.
You know, with Rumble though, the advertising it as this now, where it's like, oh, we won't censor anything. It will change. YouTube used to be like that, and they built it, and now they're like, okay, we need to start, because they'll get it with sanctions, like they'll get it with fines and stuff by governments. So they've got to monitor it.
Yeah, that's how. BitChute's had to shut down UK service because of that. Actually, thinking about it, you have to use a VPN to use BitChute now.
Rumble and Kick and all these, they're giving it the bigger now. But once the user base gets over a certain amount, they'll be like, okay, sorry guys, we're going to have to do this. And it's just going to be like all the other platforms eventually. But what happens is once you're past a certain threshold, you have pulling power. Like certain people who are high up in the look at Logan Paul, for example. The guy streamed fucking... That fucking guy,
he killed Vine by leaving Vine for YouTube. He killed Vine. He took the audience with him.
But he streamed a dead body on stream on YouTube, and
while wearing that daft hat as well. That's mental. The thing is that as horrible as it was, I do really want to visit. I want to visit. I definitely want to visit the Suicide Forest. That sounds like a place you got to see.
Oh no,
it's not very high up my list. I'll be real.
Yeah, really? Oh man, I really want to go there. I want to do what Logan Paul did. I'm just not going to film it.
Oh God, no! I've got a friend who works for the police, and he says every time he sees an hanged body, if it's been there for a while, the neck stretches like. It literally just melts down. Oh, mate, no. I'm good. I've got enough trauma in my life that I'm fucking dealing with. So, yeah.
you don't want to go look at some dead Japanese people then.
Yeah, you go find some more trauma, Bodak. you go find some more trauma. You'll be back on that weird quicker.
I'm off it now. I'm off. I'm back. I'm back to my normal self. It's been a good few days now.
Speaking of that, does anyone know how to make a bong? Because I've got no fags to make a joint, and I tried to make a bong, and it was absolutely pathetic, and it just fucking.
Have you got a Coke? Have you got a Coke bottle, a pen, and a bit of foil?
Yeah.
Yeah. So get the bottle, get the pen, take the tip and everything off, ham it through the bottle, so it's poking through the bottle. Put the water in, and then use a little bit of foil at the end of the pen to put the weed in, and then punch a couple of little holes, and then you just pull it through there.
A pen? How'd you put it in the pen though?
No, because you take the
put it in the foil.
Pen out. The pen.
Yeah, you take the content of the pen. Yeah, the pen. The pen is the funnel to get it into the water, and then you use a bit of foil and just punch a tiny couple of little holes. Or you could just go to a 24-hour garage and buy some Rizzlers, you lazy cunt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's that. Or buy some fucking tobacco and Rizzlers.
I asked how much tobacco was in the shop. I went to the shop and they went 22 quid.
What?
Fuck that.
Yeah,
22 quid for yeah. So I tried to make a bong. I was like, fuck this, and we're going DIY, baby.
You can always hot knife it as well. I mean, there's all sorts of different ways to do it. Hot knife is fucking horrible, man. But...
You type that into YouTube, you'll have about 400 solutions at your fingertips in seconds.
Well, I tried one and it just didn't work. Like it was the one where you have a bottle inside a bottle and you burn it and you pull it up, and I pulled it up and nothing works.
Sometimes it depends on the state of your weed as well, because some weed just. I know US guys take.
It's that JPL frozen weed.
There you go.
I'm not in Frankie's position. I mean, I've got all the paraphernalia required to get that THC into your blood. I've got bongs, pipes. I've got all sorts. I've got vaporizers. I've got fucking everything.
You sound like the guy I need to talk to, man. Because I'm very much considering getting back into the game at some point. I need something in my life, guys.
I
don't know, mate. I regret the last sort of month I've been smoking.
I need something come down, because every now and again I'm not going. Every time I sniff my nose. if you get what I mean. Residues go in my throat, so I'm like still like fucking wired. So I need something for the come down.
Yeah, weed is the best
I need some
down,
weed. Otherwise, I'm gonna be fucked tomorrow. I might be raving tonight.
You need to go on YouTube and say, "How do I make a bong out of a empty bottle and some tinfoil?"
Out of a Coke. It's just write Coke can bong, and you'll be good to go.
God, it's like being 15 again, out in the back garden while your mum's at work trying to have a bit of weed before she gets home. Like. you could just roll a blunt though, can't you? Just go and get some Rizzlers and roll a blunt.
The smoke detector's in the flat, so I'm going to have to go outside like a fucking. I'm going to have to go down to the little alley where you fucking leave all your condoms. I'm going to be like a little crackhead behind the shop, making a homemade bong.
I'm telling you, man, a bag of chips in that alleyway, you can get any woman you want.
Quality.
It's different up north.
Do I have a can? Do I have a can?
I can't believe you don't know how to make a homemade bong, though. These are things you learn as a kid.
I always had someone do it, so like there's a lot of potheads. So I never had to learn.
It's like with me and rolling up. Like I used to have somebody who was like so fucking amazing at rolling up a
so you don't
like I never really improved.
Yeah, same.
If you got a
and
plastic
when
bag
I didn't have
in
anything, I used to just fucking eat it. When no one was around.
That's the most stokey thing I've ever heard. Just tipping the fucking.
I fucking. Oh, that was the worst time of my life. That was not a good time.
For real. Anyway, boys, I've got to fuck off because I got work in the morning and it's going to be a fucking stressful one. But appreciate you as all.
Sounds good,
shout
brother.
out to everyone who's stuck about. We'll get something going during the week. We'll keep the Sundays things going. That'll be sweet.
I need to get you guys on for some of the general knowledge quizzes as well. It can't just be MMA ones.
General knowledge is where I'm going to get heavily exposed.
That's good. You need to take it like a man.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I don't win the MMA ones either, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But with the general knowledge ones, I tend to about half usually. And I'm doing it privately, which is still.
Well, I need some help, mate, because the community is revolting against Fal at the minute. I've had some DMs from various people claiming that he's cheating and that I should ban him.
Who?
Fal.
Fal.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll name drop. I'll do a gilly. I'll name names. It was Lane. Everybody's like, basically anyone who gets close to winning but doesn't quite win because Fal, they then moan to me that he's cheating.
I lost. The one time I came second was to Fal. Oh no, it wasn't. It was I lost to Fal once, and the other one was, I think it might have been Aaron Tats.
Yeah, Tats is the GOAT. He's got the most teapots.
I will, guys. I'll Google that, whatever you said. But yeah, in regards to you can't ban anyone. It's ridiculous. It's not like you play for money.
It's 5 seconds.
Hell.
Like, you know what I mean?
No offense, Lane, but fucking hell.
Yeah, I'm not trying to find a quiz master out there. I'm just trying to I'm trying to bring you guys together so we can all have a laugh.
Get a life.
The winning thing shouldn't be at the center of it. It should just be a bit. It's a centerpiece for the banter that surrounds it.
It's the journey. It's the journey that matters.
I remember a fucking imaginary teapot.
Yeah, Cheddarhead had a good run. Oh, he's cheating. Then Aaron Tats had a good run. Oh, he's cheating. Now Thal's having a good run. Oh, he's cheating. Everyone just says the winner's cheating.
Yeah, all the questions are fucked up, or it's like there's always some reason to complain.
There's still no Tash, actually. Brutal's got a teapot. There's still no Tash. What's he got? Oh, he's got the Bodak teapot. That was supposed to be the prize for my Silk Pajamas League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is sensational, that is.
What a teapot. Look at that.
That is a beautiful teapot, that is.
Not as good as an imaginary one, but I'll take it.
Yeah, nothing beats that.
Is it your weed stack?
Yeah, JPO mentioned the weed. I was like, can you get some weed? And he was like, there's some in the bottom of the drawer that's been there for like forever.
He said he keeps it in the freezer. He told me he keeps his weed in the freezer.
I mean, fair play to him. I mean, whatever works.
I thought it was fucking weird when he told me that. So why is it in the freezer and not in your lungs, man? Fucking smoke it.
Yeah, I was never able to hold on weed for long enough to I've got to store this.
Yeah,
I never had that problem.
Yeah,
it's going to expire.
Yeah. If there's weed in my house, it's getting smoked. I can't leave it alone.
Yeah,
it's getting done.
There was never too much weed about what am I going to do with all this weed?
Yeah, the problem is it doesn't last long enough. Not that the freezer's full.
That's the problem. Yeah, I don't have to get into how can I store this? What's the best way to keep it potent? Nah.
Yeah, JPL insists it's the best way to keep it if you're not going to smoke it for a long time. But
Have you seen Weston? He's being a white knight for Lane now. Fal's definitely cheating. Fal's definitely cheating. Come on, Weston.
I thought them two fell out actually. Never mind. I've lost track of who's fallen out and who's friends again now. It's just
I just ignore the shit out of all of it. That's been my approach for the last 3 months, and it's going really well.
Oh, there we go, Gasnick. Freezing weed is a good way to store it if you hit loads. Fair enough, Gaz Ninja. Well, I can trust Gaz. I trust Gaz because Gaz told me he's been waking and baking for 20 years. 20 years he's been waking baking. I don't know how his brain cells still work, to be honest. How did that even tie your shoelaces after 20 years of smoking weed all day, every day?
Well, I know anyone from my past who's still smoking is a fucking waste of space right now. Achieved nothing. Anyone who started at 14 and has kept it as the center part of the day.
Fucking mongs.
There's nothing good going on for those guys.
Same here.
I'm gonna put it that way.
It's nice that we're still friends though, because then I got someone to buy it from. But yeah.
100%. Yeah. I mean, you can still dip your toe in the water every now and then without ruining your life.
Yeah, I mean that's what council estates are good for, isn't it? They're just full of drug dealers.
I miss a good council estate. The smell.
You would have liked it last night, boys. You would have fucking liked it back now.
Yeah, you guys were like the trial group that have gone out and got it. And now we realise that this has to be a viable thing that we do moving forward.
So what did you do? You all chipped in for an apartment.
Yeah.
Went up on the Friday. On the Friday, there was another guy supposed to be coming called Smash MMA. He dropped out, so we had a super sub. My mate Kieran came up. I'm not going to go into the story about that. Like fucking hell.
That's gotta be.
He's in the doghouse. He's in the big doghouse. Yeah.
Is he the guy who was on your stream the other night? Because you weren't on the stream, but was that okay?
Yeah.
He started singing to your chat.
Watching him try to read through the chat was amazing as well.
So I found out after he said I used it as therapy. I was like, what the fuck have you been saying? So yeah, we went very big on the Friday because drugs were involved, and then we had the biggest come down on the Saturday I have ever had in my entire life. And the song "Not 19 Forever" just kept playing in my head all day. That I'm nearly 40, and you don't recover the same.
Your age changes every time you mention it. You once said you were 47. Now you're saying you're nearly 40. It's always a different age.
He said 37, but it's the way he pronounces 30.
No, I did say 47.
This is why he's got his coach now. Oh, did you?
Yeah, I always tell everyone I'm 47 because it's funny. Like, because Giuliano actually thinks I'm 47.
Yeah. Continues.
So let that hang in the air.
Friday was meant to be like a chilled night. We were just going to have a couple of beers. 5 a.m. I'm swinging my top around above my head, running across the back wall of this fucking house while we've got music blaring and the neighbours fucking hate us. And then I had about 3 hours sleep. And then, oh my God, I felt rough on that Saturday. I felt it was horrendous.
That was a rookie mistake. Definitely a rookie mistake.
Yeah, we went. Yeah, but when you're young, you used to do that shit all the time. We used to do like 4 days without sleep and stuff. And then
when you were young,
I know
when you were young,
we forgot. In fact, yeah, but when the party gets started, you think you're young again, and you don't realize you're not. So yeah, Saturday was JPL carried the boys on that Saturday. Like, he fucking carried us both. It was like waves. One of us would be up, the other would be down, and then it was just like a constant. And like, you have a few beers and you think it's going fix you, and it doesn't. But yeah,
sounds like every Eastern European stag do I've ever been on.
It was incredible. But yeah, good time. Then Sunday came back, dropped my mate off, and went for a carvery.
Ooh.
Oh, the old carvery. Yeah, that's a
went for a carvery.
We love a good carve.
Didn't you have carveries down south?
Of course I do.
They're not as loved though. They're not as down and dirty.
Yeah, you can't beat a cheap and nasty, but fucking amazing Toby carvery.
Yeah, we got a Toby around here. We got a, what's the other one? King things. I can't remember.
Yeah, I've got a Toby literally like walking distance away from me as well.
I love a Toby carvery. I do wonder why they bother asking you what you want, because you just, who goes in there and not who. I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, they have a menu
in there for burgers.
Yeah, it's like they have a menu.
Yeah, the menu thing's always been strange to me. Yeah, I've never understood that. It's like, who do you think you are?
Yeah, get a fucking carvery, you come.
Simon Pegg carried the stream. Oh yes, everyone calls him Simon Pegg.
Who calls Simon Pegg?
My mate who was on stream the other night. Okay. Yeah. Call him Simon fucking Pegg.
He does look it's just clicked to me now. Now that you say that, I've been wondering this entire time, who does Key look like?
Yeah, Simon Pegg.
There it is. He fucking does,
It's quite funny. Every time he jumps on stream, they always call him Simon Got Pegged.
he'd be. You could see with Key though. It's either going to be a night of epic proportions or we're all in jail. It's going to be one or the other. Who's got the bail money?
Honestly, you'll all get on with Key. He's a fucking great lad.
No doubt about it. Yeah,
he's a funny guy.
Yeah, I'm fucking off.
I can't wait for the next one now. Yeah.
Frankie's been fucking off for half an hour.
You cunts.
You asked.
I haven't even done anything. I did, and I'm very grateful to both of you.
But you know you're not getting to bed on time when you get us on, so give up.
It's true, and Sunday's the only viable day that I can do this, because it's like that I could just have a free. Because usually if I go on during the week, it's like I get an hour in, and I'm like, I hate doing the midweek ones. It's awful.
I love.
What time do you have to be up?
6 a.m.
Oh fuck!
Ouch.
Yeah.
You know what I have to do in the morning, mate? My alarm is set for 9:50.
Oh, go!
I missed those. I missed not having an alarm. I spent 2 years. Because I basically retired from my profession and I wasn't going to go back. And I used to wake up in the morning, get my son ready, and go fucking back to bed, mate. It was beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, my kids get themselves ready. Go to bus, get on the bus, fuck off to school. I wake up at about 10 to 10, roll downstairs just in time for the morning meeting.
Honestly,
get it all set up.
You should all, if it sounds appealing, you should learn to code. That's all I'm saying, right?
How long will it take? What? How long to get this skill set?
I'm working with a guy. We've literally just handed him a mid-grade sort of pay bump from training him. He's on 50 grand a year now. He's midweight. He's 5 years in.
It's not bad.
I'll take fucking basic if it means I can wake up at 9 o'clock and just have a piss, have a coffee, and then work from home. Yeah,
he's 37. He's 37. He was a manager at Tesco's before learning to code. He just thought, "Fuck it, I'm done with this," and started learning.
I've got some knowledge. I used to HTML code and some CS. Is it
CSS? CSS. That's your style sheets.
Yeah.
You don't need it anyway. You're doing your management thing anyway. You're going to be sorted.
No, fuck that. Fuck that right off.
You want to be waking up at 10 in the morning every day, don't you?
What language do I need to learn?
Depends what you want. Depends. Do you want to do software, websites, or apps, or do you want to do AI?
Where's the money at?
Oh, well, the money's in AI, obviously, but
what's the easiest route?
The easiest route is web developing, and then branch into software, and then towards AI.
Okay.
Because most of the stuff you're using now is an app anyway. Like if you use Microsoft Word, that's actually just a web app. That's not a piece of software anymore. So
because at one point I wanted to go into cybersecurity, and I've done like loads of courses and stuff, and then I applied for an apprenticeship, but they always take the fucking fresh out of uni people.
Yeah,
which is a bit of a piss take.
As soon as you hit 19, you've got no chance of getting an apprenticeship.
Yeah, it's fucking wank. So every time I apply, you get rejected. So that's why I'm going into management. Fun.
Yeah, well, I taught myself, mate. My background is my background is in math and physics, mate. I didn't learn coding at school or anything.
Nice.
I taught myself. I started in my mid-20s. Yeah, anyone can do it, man. You'd be surprised. Like it's a language at the end of the day. Anyone can go out there and learn Spanish, and you can also go out there and learn a computer language.
Yeah, I mean, what language would you say to start with?
At the minute, I'd start with Python. Python's a good.
Fuck it. Every time I start with Python, though, like I look at it and then I'm just like, this is fucking. It blows my mind a little bit.
Yeah, but it's got the widest scope and it's the easiest syntax to learn because it's quite a simple language. So that gives you AI, web, software, apps. If you want to get into AI, you want to do C# and Python. If you want to get into web, you want to do like PHP, Node, Golang, things like that. Just depends. But the first thing is just pick a project. You want to do a little basic project to start on, and then you need to basically figure out a field to go into first, because you have to. The thing is about coding, you have to specialize.
Yes, that's that.
You're not learning every language. I've specialized in making APIs, so I'm with Python and Node.js because I make APIs for people. But if someone was brand new, I'd just say just get involved with WordPress, learn a bit of PHP. That'll get you brushed up with HTML.
I've done some WordPress before. I used to make WordPress websites and stuff. Yeah,
the WordPress. So PHP, it's an old language, and there's not many new people learning it, but it does power 70% of the internet. So if you learn PHP, you'll be basically like Emmett from the Lego Movie Online. You'll understand how 70% of the internet works, and you'll be able to pull it apart and rebuild it.
Okay, cool.
That's the legacy one.
Down.
So PHP for the old stuff, Node.js and Python for the new stuff, and so Golang as well. Google's new one.
And I'm going to leave on this note. Did you see Ilia Topuria in the press conference, the post-fight press conference?
I haven't seen it yet.
All he said was that it's a fucking ace line. I just came to collect my belt. And with that note, I just came to collect my teapot. See you later. Have a good evening. Go fuck yourselves.
Take it easy, brother.
Yeah. All right, see you later, Frankie. Cheers for having us on. I'll let you go to bed.
Take it easy, bro. Thanks for stopping by as always, man.
Always, man. See you soon.
Take it easy. All right. Thanks everyone. Again for hanging out with us this Sunday. We'll be back during the week at some point. I think we're gonna do another stream on Wednesday. I've got some of the boys who are interested in jumping on and getting deep into the card as well. Maybe talking. I don't even know what one's next. But yeah, shout out to everyone who turned up. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll catch you during the week. In a bit, guys. Shout out to UT995. It's good to have you in the chat.